them all!
All of the buttons have been pressed. We are live.
We're live!
I think we're live. Let me check the other button.
Well, that's. I think
not
we're
live.
live.
Repeat, not live.
No, no.
Well,
We are live. We are live.
okay,
Everything's
we
on
are
fire. Alrighty, welcome to Roll for Severity. Welcome to this shit show. We are on to session 20.
Session 20?
Session
Of
20.
the year 2020.
Oh man, of the year 2020, the worst year ever.
It's not.
It's not the worst year ever. It's
Not the worst, for sure. There are worse years, but it's pretty damn close. In my lifespan, it kind of is.
I'm just pretty sure that I'm just like it's just been a long time.
It's been a while.
It's been like 47 years.
It's been.
See, I'm just saying it's like
87 years. How many memes can we get going in this conversation?
Well, it's like it was like the whole thing. It's like, wow, like July has been a long year.
Yes, it has.
Yeah, but welcome to 2020. Welcome to session 20. I am Ominous Giggle. I'm the DM for this campaign, joined by my fantastic players and trolls. We've got not Nathan, Mel, Jamie, and Jeanette.
Hello. I take offense to that. I'm only a troll on certain days.
Is that any day that ends in Y?
And why?
So if you're looking to rewatch the previous episodes, well, this is a ride already. If you're looking to watch or catch up on any of the previous episodes, subscribers have access to those episodes in our VODs immediately after they air. Those who aren't subscribers, we upload the videos to YouTube 1 week after they air. You can find us on YouTube by searching Roll for Severity or click the link somewhere down below the stream. Before we go underway with the campaign, got a few quick things to go over. One, each month we donate a portion of all income generated by Roll for Severity to charity. This includes that from direct donations, bit subscriptions, and sales from the store. This month's charity is the Bissell Center, an Edmonton-based shelter working with communities to empower and help people move from poverty into cultural, social, and economic prosperity. You can find them on their website at bissellcenter.org or on Twitter at bissellcenter. There's also a link, once again, down below the stream. The RFS store is up on tpublic.com/user/rollforseverity, or you can click the link down below the stream. I am also going to make another note to myself of finish the damn I use
shirt.
My bonus action to cry shirt.
Yes.
Because yeah, that's something I have it mostly done, but I need to actually like apply and then upload it to the damn store. Yes, that'll be going up sometime this week.
Hooray!
And so without further ado, to my lovely players, what happened last time?
We're finding a little bitch. It's a little bitch. Is she? That's what I remember.
She was the crazy bitch. Was the title given to her by Gogrick.
Crazy bitch.
Yeah.
I've been watching too much anime. I'm expecting her to be like maybe 4 feet tall and a Lolita. So that's what my mental expectation of this character is.
Well, you've also been told that she appears to be a child as well. So
exactly.
Gogrick had already told you that.
So see, it's fine. She's just gonna be an evil Lolita character. It's great. We approached a castle thing after getting wrecked and or saved by, except for Sylvania. Sylvania did not get saved. Sylvania opted out of. I'm pretty sure Sylvania's still split the party. I don't know if we're together or not.
No, you found Sylvania. Someone's got sirens in the background. Sylvania was found and then brought back, and then you, as a group, had decided that you wanted to go and talk to the crazy bitch.
Right, yeah, but that was like half that last session was, I want to go see the crazy bitch. No, we should go see the monk people because they're not cultists at all. And I believe it was a party split on that.
No, we decided to go.
I believe the party is still split on it.
In our hearts, we're split. In our actions, we're still going. So, but yeah, we got, and also you're missing on the fact that we nearly got nearly died because. Huh?
He mentioned you guys got wrecked.
Bringing up the bow
Yeah.
back.
I
was waiting for that.
Yeah.
It sucked.
Yeah, it did. That thing sucked, and
then I fell in a hole.
And then
With spikes.
fell into a hole with spikes.
And then decided that sitting there for 8 hours to fix Dog was better than following Gogrek back to the rest of the party.
Yeah.
I didn't know who he was. He could have been the next person trying to eat me. Dog being fixed would stop him.
I remember lying half dead in his hut. Me and Anna were like throwing heels at each other, and we're like, and then we stopped, and we're like, it's like, okay, that's all we got. We're gonna sleep this off like a bad hangover.
If I recall correctly, I was the adult standing in the hut. It was just like, I don't know what's happening, but this is happening.
I don't know what's happening, so I'm gonna take a nap.
Yeah. That's how I deal with situations I don't understand. I lie down.
Kay in the middle of a math test. I don't understand this. Just goes to sleep in the middle of the test.
I mean, yeah, it's very de-stressing, okay? And who says I know how to deal with numbers?
But yeah, we're going to, what is her name?
Little bitches. Sorry, the crazy bitches.
We're not
no,
calling her
I
that.
think it's I can't. I have the name.
I definitely don't have notes with her name.
Ithariel?
Ithariel, yes.
Ithariel, yeah. I wrote it down. It's a name we don't recognize, and we're gonna go talk to her because making deals with demon children is, how we plan
She's
to end
not
our
a
lives.
demon child. She's just an elderly child that we are not going to refer to their age at all, probably, because that'll be awkward.
Not as awkward as calling her a crazy bitch.
I don't know.
Mel's just trying to imply to Kay, it's like, don't call her the crazy bitch, don't call her the crazy bitch, don't call her the crazy bitch.
Yeah, just don't call her crazy bitch. Don't say that to her face.
I'm not Kay yet, so it's fine.
But yeah, we ended.
No, that's what they're worried about. When you become Kay, what's gonna happen?
Yeah.
It's a very good question. I don't even know what's going to happen. It's been a while.
It's been a month already.
Yeah.
So you passed through the spike. Like, you guys had made it to the keep. Gogrick had led you most of the way, and then once you were able to actually see it, it's like, I'm getting the fuck out, and he left.
Yeah.
You passed through the spiked iron gate, which you had pushed open. Crossed the courtyard of the walled keep, passing dozens of the shadowy hounds along the way. They watched you as you moved, but none of them made any indication of attempting to attack or like they were getting ready to attack or anything like that. You had knocked upon the door, and the door has creaked open. And you stand before the open doorway and gaze in. Darkness envelops everything, save for a patch of light about 30 feet in. And you can feel, despite, contrary to the cool air that you've been feeling outside, you can feel warmth emanating from within the building. What do you do?
Quick
I
vote
step
on...
in. It's warm in there.
Kay is absolutely like warmth.
I was about to say, quick vote on who to step in first. 1, 2, 3, not me.
Kay will dibs. Kay will absolutely.
Kay and Sylvania both just
with.
Yeah, they're just toe to toe, going in.
Forgot we had some go-getters here. Instant death? Sign me up!
There's nothing dead in there yet.
It's almost as if in another dimension, Kay absolutely walked into a room because there was a treasure chest in it, not looking for traps, and nearly killed himself and the entire party because he just went, "Oh, this place looks great," and strolled right in. So, I don't know. This seems fine. This seems par for the course.
I need everyone to make me a Constitution saving throw. No, I'm kidding.
I was gonna say.
Kay set off the trap. Boom! Everyone dies.
Nearly killed me in the first 2 hours of the last session. Don't do that.
You're back to full health.
I saved you.
Yeah. No, I'm back.
You actually, Sylvania absolutely did save you. Well, stop the Bodak from just mowing down on Theo's face, and insta fail 2 death saves.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So you step through the door, and you can hear the crackling of a fire coming from the direction of the patch of light. Are you approaching it? Or are you just standing in the doorway? What are people doing?
Kay's gonna yell, "Hello? Is anyone home?" down the hallway.
It's only the polite thing to do.
I mean, yes, we walked into someone's house after the door opened, and there was no one there to greet us.
I'll take up the rear if we're gonna pursue inside.
Kay
If
is
we're gonna walk-
absolutely likely going to follow that off with, I respect everyone's privacy, but the door opened, so I'm walking in anyway. And just gonna lead the way, but also yelling to announce his presence, not like it's a big surprise that this shorter male human thing is walking through a person's house.
Okay. So as you're calling out, you're just walking forwards?
Absolutely.
Okay. Are people following along?
I will
I'm beside
follow.
Kay.
I will follow 5 steps behind.
Yeah, I'll stay back as I follow, looking
Okay.
around.
Yeah. I think I'm just gonna very quickly do a
Perception
I'd
check?
like to I was actually gonna do a
Perception check.
not a
Who
perception check.
perceives anything?
Oh my god, my brain just died.
What are
I
you
was
trying to
gonna
do?
I was gonna send
Detect magic?
detect magic. That's
Detect
what I was
magic.
gonna
Okay.
do. That thing I do, where I do the thing.
Bing!
Maybe with stuff?
But yeah, I was gonna detect magic.
So you cast Detect Magic and give a quick glance around. You do sense a magic on the door knocker, which had moved around as it was holding the knocker in its mouth.
Mm-hmm.
You were also able to detect a very what blocks detect magic? Detect magic.
Lead,
It's like a foot of
barriers.
stone,
Yeah, those different rules for
like an inch of lead.
Yeah.
it's like a millimeter.
I can
a
picture
thin sheet of lead.
blocked by 1 foot of stone, 1 inch of common metal, one thin shield of lead, or 3 foot of wood or dirt.
Okay. Yeah, so looking back, you can see the door knocker. That is definitely magical.
Mm-hmm.
You can... And it's 30 feet.
Yeah.
You're not getting a whole lot of pings of magic, though. Looking at there are windows that were on the front of the building that when you're approaching, they were just blank black windows. There was no light coming out of them. From this side, looking out the windows, you can see out into the courtyard, but there is a magical aura on the windows as well.
Okay. And light is coming through.
Yes.
Okay.
Not much, because it's still dark out, but...
Okay. I will proceed to follow Kay.
Okay. And Mel, were you rolling a perception check?
Yeah, I'd love to. I closed the door behind me first, just throwing that out there.
Okay.
And then
Don't want to have them heat the whole neighborhood.
nope.
Yeah,
it's
we're
very
not
dark.
paying to heat the creepy,
Shadowlands?
spooky realm we're in.
Yeah.
Do you want to heat the Shadowlands with our house?
No.
That was a
cost
nine.
money.
I mean,
9.
it depends. Will it bring color back?
Yeah, I don't think you have any idea whether it bring color back. So with the 9, look, goes in tight.
That's 3.
Yep. So Jamie's out of sneezes. So Mel, with the 9, you're looking around and it's 3.5. You're not really able to make out much of anything. You can see that patch of light and just the very stark contrast between that patch of light and then everything else around. You're not really able to make out anything at the moment.
Okay.
As the group progresses forwards towards this patch of light, you can, like, your vision clears slightly, and you're able to kind of make out shelves protruding out from the walls, lined with books. And you can hear a voice calling from around the corner of the one bookcase. Oh, do come and stand in the light where I can see you proper.
Okay, is immediately just gonna like, all right. It's gonna
Yeah,
like
yeah. So am I.
absolutely
I'm happy in that light.
I'm making myself a very point blank obvious to shoot at target by standing directly in the light.
Okay, so you go and you're standing like prim and proper in the light, or at least as prim and proper as Kay ever gets.
I'm standing straight. That's
Yeah.
about it. I'm not slouched. That's all you get.
And as you round the corner of the bookcase nearest the light, you can see a large wheelchair with a tall back sitting, it's back facing towards you currently. And there's a crackling fireplace just beyond it. The white and gray flames flickering within it. A small end table sits to the left, several books stacked neatly on top of it. And the chair turns slowly, and sitting within it, you see a young girl. She is distinctly human, and based on appearance, you'd guess she'd probably about 9 or 10 years of age. Though you remember from what Gogrick had said that she is significantly older than that. Her long, straight, ghostly white hair hangs forward over each shoulder, stopping about halfway down her stomach. Around her neck is an ornate black lace choker, a clear crystal hanging from its center. She was wearing a black and red Victorian-style dress that hangs down past her feet, stopping just above the floor. The sleeves are long and lay folded neatly in her lap, and also in her lap is a now-closed book, her hands resting daintily atop it. Her skin is pale and smooth and white, almost like porcelain. And she looks up at you from her
You're gonna say the
seat,
fucking doll word, aren't you?
her vibrant blue eyes gazing upon you and almost seemingly through you.
Hi, Kay.
I heard we had visitors roaming Kaharet's ruins. Please, take a seat. And she kind of holds out her hand and motions forward, and as she does, you see several chairs stacked up against the wall kind of pull off of each other and just very casually, like, floating through the air, following her hand and setting with a light tap on the floor the 4 chairs.
I'll sit in a chair.
I'll sit in a chair.
Dog
gonna
sits in a
stand.
chair, and I continue to sit on dog.
And Kay's gonna stand just because he's very fidgety.
Fair enough.
Sitting is gonna be him like tapping his leg, poking Kay poking Kay, yes, poking himself or Theo or whoever of which whoever of whom he's like next to, because he's probably gonna get bored, so he's just gonna kind of like stand and or lean against what seem to be secured objects like walls, and not free standing tables or anything like that.
Okay.
Annah, having forgotten her manners in this fucked up world, is just
Yep.
gonna start with. So how did you hear that you had visitors?
So she goes and you watch from the wall behind her this shady, like, shadow kind of like pull itself through the wall and emerges, and it steps forward and bows to her. Its body is an amalgamation of shadows and smoke, seeming to flit about as it moves. This is Shell, one of my scouts. He spotted you walking through the city and has been tracking your movements for me.
Oh, neat.
Thank you for the honesty.
Nice
And
to meet you.
Fascinating.
And she looks up to him, like, you may go. And once again, bows, and you watch as he just, like, walks backwards, and as his body makes contact with the wall, the smoke kind of, like, wisps off as he steps back through it.
Well, I imagine, since you've been scouting us, you might already know why we're here. Although I should actually stop and remember manners. introduce ourselves. I am Theioryn. This young purple one is Annah, our young friend Kay, and our very talented builder Sylvania.
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 Sylvan Ray was a pirate on
I'm
a
gonna
ship
keep
in a
on
drow.
doing that. Sylvania. What is wrong with me? I'm gonna go bury myself. I'm gonna use my bonus action to cry.
Theo's been communicating with demons and has learned a drow that she's never met.
All right. And she's like, I'm not sure to what extent you know who I am, but you arrived here delivered by Gogrick, so I can only imagine what his explanation was.
Yeah. He
You're an
had
adorable,
colorful
ancient little child.
He had very colorful adult words to say. Theo doesn't like it when I say angry words. So, and yeah. Yeah.
It's not really proper to use angry words, as Kay puts it. But we may have heard a thing or two. Yet we still made this decision to come see you. We hear that you are obviously
Wise
living
beyond your years,
and
and
very
you might know
acquainted.
how to get out of this place. Because it's spoopy, and I don't like it.
It's very clear that we don't belong here. It was kind of an accident coming here to begin with.
Oh, I would love to have you explain more of that in a bit. But, of course, I must tend to my own manners. I am Atharia, ruler of the Ninth Realm of Shadows, Eniakaros.
Pleasure to meet you.
And so you...
Ruler of
you
the Ninth Shadows?
Ruler of the Ninth Realm of Shadows.
Ninth Realm. Okay, thank you.
Yeah. And it is called Eniakaros. Ennekaros.
Sorry to
Have
bother.
I heard of this realm before?
You have not.
Okay.
As far as I'm aware, Sylvania has never stumbled into the Realm of Shadows before, so...
No, it doesn't mean that I haven't talked to some crazy person who has.
Fair.
I mean, let's be honest. The only one of us that's really dimensionally challenged is Kay. Just saying.
Anna's never hopped planes before this.
True.
That's why I'm dimensionally challenged. I end up in dimensions sometimes. Okay.
Technically, at that point, so does Theo.
I've dabbled.
So you say you arrived here by accident. Explain.
We arrived here out of fear of a scary thing, alligator monster trying to kill us. We activated a portal thing, and we went through it because we didn't want to die. And it turns out it led us here.
Are you familiar with an Elferia?
That is a name I have not heard for a long time. It is unfortunate what happened to their land, though, to be fair, they did bring it upon themselves.
We hadn't heard that particular story, unfortunately. When we arrived, of course, everything was covered in mud, save a few buildings.
Well, in Verskell, the land in which she resided, was one of the many sprawling cities that existed within southern Kiatera, and it was also Elfira's home. Her and many powerful mages from the region thought to challenge the authority of the gods. They had learned the basics of interplanar travel and through their combined efforts, thought to rend open a passage into the celestial planes with the intent of taking what they believed was their rightful place as gods. Needless to say, things did not go as planned.
Yes, I could certainly see. I could certainly understand why that would not work.
They brought upon themselves the wrath of the high gods. The power they held, while great by mortal standards, amounted to nothing in contrast. They were expunged from existence, their cities laid to waste, and the land they had crafted for themselves was twisted into an inhospitable wasteland. Many of the citizens actually fled here amidst the wake of the destruction initially.
That explains the buildings. Or the similar architecture, at least.
Oh, no, that is Kaharet. Or was Kaharet. Kaharet was the capital of Eniakaros. And at least it was until the Acolytes of Light showed up.
Ah! I imagine that they came in and enforced their doctrine.
Yeah, we just decided not to visit them because they're a spoopy cult.
Enforce their doctrine would be a very light way of putting it. The Acolytes of Light are a continual problem for many of the realms here, and have been since they arrived nearly 800 years ago. They see it as their God-given goal to expunge the darkness, so you can only imagine how furious a realm like ours makes them.
Yes, I can imagine.
It's a little dark here. Yep, can confirm.
Do you know where they're from?
They're from your land, the Bright Lands, the
Oh.
material plane.
I see.
How many realms have they been to? Do you know?
Well, they currently hold stations within all 9 of the realms of shadow. We've tried forcing them out, but they prove to be a rather resilient bunch. Their temples have proven very troublesome to remove. Even Vekarath has been having difficulty.
I'm sorry, who is Vekarath?
Vekarath is the primal ruler of the realms of shadow. He is the ruler of the first realm, Onimegas.
Onimegas. And you've been battling them for 800 years.
Yes, give or take a decade or two.
I imagine that you're telling us this because you probably know why we're here, don't
You wish to leave.
And you're probably going to offer us... What?
Because of the blight.
Oh, yes.
We're very much infected.
I was like, I see you pointing, and I'm like, am I muted? No, wait, Aaron answered me.
No.
Yes. I imagine that you know that we're also, been marked recently. And I can only assume that one doesn't help one in this particular circumstance without striking a deal.
That is
Unless you do feel like helping us out of the goodness of your heart, I won't say no.
but that would just doing things out of the goodness of my heart. Well, not the first time I would have done so. Doesn't quite strike this situation as ideal. Avascalis, or the Blight as you called it, or the Taint as the Acolytes of Light call it, is a blessing for those who come to the Shadowlands from elsewhere. As you've undoubtedly found when you first arrived, this land is not kind to Brightworlders. Avascalis alters your senses, enabling you to see and perceive within this realm. It spreads through this land, its plants, its animals, and residents, and passes from one to another. However, it alters your senses, not adds to them. This means returning to the bright world could be quite painful for those under its effect. possibly leading to blindness were the one to stay there, and could still potentially spread to others.
Yes, I think I stand for the rest of us when I say that we all, unfortunately, really need to get back to the Bright Lands, and as much as a gift as the Arascalis is, it will greatly hinder
And
our goals.
I can most certainly understand that. Were you to be staying in the Shadowlands, it's something that you would want to keep, though if you wish to return to the Brightlands, that is absolutely something you would need to dispose of. And
I guess.
I do have a spell in which I can use to remove it, though the means to do so is by no means trivial.
What do you want?
Okay, remember our manners.
Well, I'm just saying.
Okay,
We're
remember
going
our
the.
manners.
This is the long way about the phrase. How about you do something for me and I can do something for you?
Yeah,
Like
we've determined that.
everyone knows this. How can we help or be of assistance? I'd like to leave yesterday, if at all possible.
Well, alas, I don't have time travel abilities, so you're not going to be able to leave yesterday. So, I want a certain thorn removed from my realm's side. I wish for the temple to be razed to the ground, and those inside to meet the same end as many of my people did.
What specifically do you mean by the same end? Do we need to commit the same atrocities, or can we just blow up the cult church place?
I want them destroyed.
Oh, okay, good. That's vague enough. I appreciate it.
I have done what I can to keep them at bay, though the creatures of my realm assisting me in doing so, though it is only a matter of time before another wave of them surges through the portal, laying waste once more to this once beautiful land. If you do this for me, I'll remove the effects of Avascalis from you, and I will coordinate portal access for your return to the Bright World.
I have some questions.
I may have answers.
First, do you know how many people currently reside at the temple? Because we're a small party of 4, and I imagine you've been watching us, but we had trouble yesterday.
Ah, yes, dealing with the Bodak. They are
Yes.
unfortunate creatures.
Yes. Unfortunate. Unfortunate if we come across another Bodak.
Oh, that as well, but they are a twisted amalgamation of what was once some of my people.
I'm sorry to hear that. um,
That being said,
again, though,
I do not
go ahead.
expect for you to weapons drawn, crash the front gate, and lay waste to all inside. That would be
Oh, good.
suicidal.
Oh, good.
I have many forces which I would be willing to have assist, though there are 2 issues we've had with attempting to assault the temple.
All right.
First, within the temple, there is some sort of device, or maybe an artifact. It could even be a person. I do not know. But it enables them to generate a radiant pillar of sunlight that encompasses the temple and the surrounding area. As many of the denizens here cannot fight adequately under those conditions, in addition to the physical pain it brings along with it, it has been a halting ground for us, uprooting this infestation and casting them out.
You want us to blow up the sun. All right.
Oh, not the sun. They're not actually channeling forth the sun. It is a spell of some sort.
I imagine it's a daylight. That's just me muttering to myself, though. All right, and the second?
The second is a spell shield erected around the temple, rendering ranged assaults as fruitless endeavors. Living creatures can pass through it, though solid objects that are not being carried, such as boulders, simply shatter upon its shell and cascade to the ground. And before you
So our
ask, yes,
mission-
we have attempted to lob someone holding said boulder, and it went about as well.
So our mission, should we choose to accept it, is to infiltrate this temple and then turn off both this pillar of sunlight and the spell shield.
One or the other is all that is
the other.
required. If you can,
Well,
Do you have any concerns about this portal that they keep bringing people in through every so often? Or do you think that dealing with one of these forces will be enough?
if we can deal with one of the forces, that allows me to engage an all-out assault against the temple.
Okay.
So even the temple itself being destroyed is not something that I am expecting of you. Simply turning off or destroying the means of one of these two hindrances. I will provide
Sounds simple enough.
I will provide assistance where I can, but once you're to the temple, it's up to you.
I imagine that turning off one of these devices will cause significant issues with the parties already residing there.
Oh, without a doubt.
I imagine that if we do this, you probably want to act extremely quickly.
That is
But
correct.
I imagine it's up to us to try and get out as quickly as we can. As quickly as we can. Once we've completed one of these objectives,
That
or
would be
we
wise.
have? All right then.
That being said, and she reaches into her sleeve and pulls out a clear glass orb. It's about the size of a golf ball. And she holds it out. It's like, if you'll do this, take this, but they'll be cautious not to let them see it. It will allow you to send a brief message to me, 25 words brief, and it can send one message per day. If you keep me updated on your progress and findings, as well as you can inform me when you are able and intending on flipping the switch, as it were.
I'll reach out and I'll
She lets you take it.
take it.
Is this two-way communication?
Yes, I can send messages back once per day.
Oh.
Well, what does everyone think?
Let's go.
How far is this? Sorry, the acolytes from here?
About a 3-day journey.
Pretty journey. Not that I want to be a pain to you, but would we be able to stock up for this endeavor in any way? Like maybe helpful potions?
Alas,
A guide to help us bring us there safely, at least as close as you can.
a guide I can manage. Potions and such, unfortunately, I cannot. My alchemist was unfortunately killed in their raids, so I have... The remaining citizens of mine have been sent to one of the other realms to basically stay as refugees until I can remove this blight and begin the reconstruction of my city.
Okay.
Well,
Is there any other questions you have regarding to the task I have asked or anything else?
do you mind if we just stepped outside really quick and had a quick little group huddle?
Yes, that is quite all right.
All right, let's go, everyone. Let's have a quick little group chat. Everybody outside.
Grab your buddy.
Grab your buddy. Let's go. Theo gets up and walks just outside.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're like out in the front, like outside the front door, or?
Yeah, I'm just gonna step outside.
Okay.
guess I will follow. I follow looking very confused.
Kay gingerly fidgeting with things in the room as everyone walks out, kind of not really paying attention.
So,
I
so
poke my
Kay did
head
not
back
Kay did
inside.
not follow, and Kay is just like standing there.
Kay has not followed yet.
I'm gonna wait a few minutes, and then I'm just gonna poke my head back in and go, "Okay, group huddle outside real quick."
So you were waiting a few minutes for Kay?
Just like two
okay.
2 minutes.
So you all go outside, and Kay, while you're standing there, she looks up at you and she's like, "You bear the mark of the Fae, don't you?"
I lived there once, yeah. I remember that I kind of grew up there, sort of.
Interesting.
It's a very long story.
How is it that a human comes to grow up in the Fae?
Accidentally, I think? Or kidnapping. I'm not entirely sure.
That does sound like something they would do.
Right? Like, jeez. Really, they just want to raise you so they can fondle you awkwardly. It's really weird when people you've known your entire life try to awkwardly fondle you. I don't recommend.
As Jamie's dying.
Just observation.
I'm just remembering every fairy circle story I've ever come across. I'm gonna poke my head back in. Okay, group huddle.
Sure. Okay, well, slowly go to leave the room. It's like, you do realize this is going to be the most bothersome conversation we've had recently, right? Like, what have you done?
You're saying
Like,
that
very sarcastically, like, obviously sarcastically, just being like, I have to have an adult conversation? I'm tired of these. We're almost dying in this weird estimate. Like, this is Kay's internal monologue, and he's just like, you're asking us to do a bunch of really complicated shit. This is gonna be a dumb conversation. He's very not... Kay is not amused. He just wanted an easy way out, and he's not getting it.
Yeah.
So he's just gonna throw that line out there as he casually walks down the hallway, loud enough that Theo and everyone can hear him coming.
Yeah.
So I have a suspicion. Like, if you're out, are you outside yet?
I'm on my way, so you could probably
Alright.
start your conversation and then just. And now that Kay's arrived,
How does everyone feel about this?
Insight check.
Sounds like it gets us out of here and not allergic to the sun.
Very true. Anna, what do you think?
Lots of questions, but I think she's probably willing to help us. I also feel like there's a portal to our world. We obviously don't know where it goes in that side, and we could just walk through it in there if we were to stealthily go in, which probably won't happen, Kay.
But
Kay's gonna walk out like. Well, I mean, we could do the weird thing that is we pretend we're afraid for our lives, get the protection of these people, and then try and just inadvertently run the fuck away.
You never know.
I'd also like to remind everyone that this scary doll child will remember us, now has our names because I was an idiot and gave them, and I'm not sure.
Apparently didn't give mine. You gave it a drow.
Yeah, you gave some drow in a
Sorry.
boat somewhere.
You
I
and
already
Anna's
told you.
names,
I gave my bonus action to cry.
and Kay's name is
Shame.
probably not even his legal name. So, like, reality speaking,
So
only
She
two of
seems
you
to
are
be
slightly
the
stirred.
ruler of this place, and those other guys seem evil. So we just help her kill evil guys.
all right then, I guess we'll ride this and see where it goes, as is usually our lives.
Yep. until they say, "Oh no, she was the evil mastermind all along." You
I
should
imagine
help
that
us."
is exactly what they're going to say.
But they're evil. Didn't you hear her story? Why would she lie to us?
Something perspective. Wah.
And Kay comes from a realm where they can't lie, so that's saying something.
Yeah, like I'm not gonna
Unable
lie.
to lie just means they have more creative ways to lie.
No,
I
they
won't
have
lie, but I
creative
just
ways.
won't tell you the truth.
No, we're gonna talk around the subject and not about
Yep.
the subject.
Yep.
It's not great. Yet again, just it's no, is not fun. Also, people who can lie are strange. Y'all are weird.
Wait, I haven't lied to you. Why would you say that I'd lie?
No one's
Because-
saying we've lied. There are nuances. It's complicated. Kay, do you want to let the nice lady, scary lady in the wheelchair know? Not that that's a bad thing, just that, something I really picked up on.
Kay's just gonna turn around. Kay's just
Like
gonna
some horror
literally
movie?
walk back into the house or castle. I'm really picturing it like a castle.
It's more of a
Also,
castle.
I don't know
Super
why.
ask for a super safe guy that can help us because I don't want to meet another one of those things.
Yeah, so Kay, alone, I suppose, is going to stroll back into the parlor of this castle.
Wait, do
And
you
is gonna
plan
be
on
like,
ending it here? Like, if Kay comes back, are we heading out? Was that the plan?
I'm assuming so?
I
Oh.
suppose we could.
Then I would head back in with Kay because I don't want this to be the end of.
Oh, okay, then I guess. Oh, I
Anna
figured
has
we
more
would.
questions.
Anna has questions
Anna
she
has
wants
more
answered.
Anna has more questions. Never mind. We'll go on as a group.
Sorry, so
No,
sorry.
don't be sorry. It's fine. I'm just thinking things stupidly.
Okay, so
Well, she did almost die.
Kay's just gonna
You did.
walk into the
I've lost some
parlor.
brain cells. There was
Kay
some
is-
time. There was a lack of oxygen there for about.
you
2
flatlined
minutes.
for a little bit, and then you peeked back in.
Kay's gonna walk in and
Where the
he's gonna
fuck
be
am I?
like, so Kay's gonna walk back into the parlor in his usual swanky dumbass stride. He's gonna be like, so we'll do it.
For
I'm
some reason, I'm
But
picturing.
we need someone to help us get through your weird dimension thing. Because, not gonna lie, we're really bad at moving around here. It's
I'm
just
super
death.
bright. I kind of have a problem.
oh yeah, your string of nat ones and all the light spells. That
Someone
was
doesn't
hilarious,
function-
though.
Someone doesn't function well in this dimension.
I'm-
Okay.
This place is real. This place is really my natural enemy. And it's not that I hate this place. Right now, I'm sorry, we're not the best of friends. It's like
They have
I
a
don't know.
complicated relationship.
like
Okay.
asking a chicken to swim. I'll do it, but I'll hate.
I mean, the chicken will probably swim. I'd expect
Yeah,
it to float
exactly.
at
The
least.
chicken will swim. The chicken will just hate it.
Now I'm just picturing Hey Hey from Moana. It's like,
Walk?
it'll float, ass end up, facing the
down.
water.
Exactly.
But she looks at you, it's like, I'm so glad you're being reasonable. Things are so much easier for you this way.
Hmm.
That was the most ominous thing you've ever said.
I also figured.
Kay is going to
figured it was gonna be
actively
ominous.
say that out loud and with very pointedness.
And she kind of smiles and she's like, what is it that Gogrick calls me?
He calls you a crazy bitch!
Not our words, though.
Oh, and
I mean-
Jamie's had another bout of 3 sneezes. She smiles and she's like, yes. That
Oh,
is
it's
an
stuck
act.
there.
Oh, she's stuck on the 4th?
Okay.
You better. You okay, Jamie?
I'm trying to sneeze, and it's not coming out. Okay, continue.
She's like, I am not sweet nor innocent. One does not come to rule by being cute.
says the porcelain doll that looks like a 9-year-old.
This body is the result of my immortality.
This isn't even my final form, bitch.
She's gonna
So
flem us up in this
curious,
bitch. If we
you
attack her, she turns into a high dragon. Is that what is about to happen? Like, we just agreed to not do that.
So curious. Are you actually human, or is that just to not scare us?
Is that just your face?
For all intents and purposes, I am and have always been human. Though,
Fascinating.
when I was young, I had a unquenchable thirst for knowledge, and while indulging in that thirst, I discovered a means to allow me to bypass the inevitability of my impending death. And
That's some foresight
over
right
1800
there.
years later, here I sit, looking the same as I did then.
That is definitely some amazing foresight.
You did that at like age this high? I point to my head.
Yes.
Genius.
Does that mean you have any idea what this is?
Just gonna ask.
Pull out my blueprint.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Kay is literally just going to like face like actually be like,
as soon
I
as you said
thought
that, I just
she had forgotten about her endless quest towards magical bullshit.
No, never. The quest for magical bullshit never ends.
I mean,
That's a
that's
big
how-
reason why we're here to start with. I went, ooh, magic items.
She takes the blueprint and she's looking at it, and this appears to only be a partial blueprint, meant to be layered upon several others. And she's kind of like
problematic.
and she's like looking at the like symbols and writing on the page. Like, Damaskill crystals, Elder Spire spines, Vacadrus bone powder. I don't know what this is for, but assuming the Damaskill crystals are meant to be used as a power source, this is by no means a trivial device. And she kind of holds the paper back out to you.
I take the paper back and I'm just kind of like standing in shock because someone actually said something useful.
I'm gonna do
I'm
a.
surprised you didn't take. I'm surprised Sil hasn't taken notes.
Yeah, me too.
Can I
like-
do a history check and know what Damaskill crystals are?
Sure.
Yeah, history. Go.
Let's see what
Ah, yeah, bitch.
you're paying attention in school.
I pay attention in school. Was it a subclass on golems?
Yeah, your
Golemology.
golemology. So Damaskill crystals are strange crystals sometimes found in the layers of white or blue dragons and are extremely rare.
Oh no.
How do I spell
Theo just goes no.
Damaskill is Damaskil. And then there was Elder Spire spines and Vacadrus bone powder.
So Damaskill found in
How do I spell that last one?
Vakidris.
And it was powder?
Vacadrus bone powder.
Can Kay roll something to see if he understands any of these words?
Sure. Roll me a nature check.
I'm jumping on that, please.
18 and
Nat 20.
no, it's a nat 20. So Kay, unfortunately, you don't know anything about this, about any of these three things.
That's what I expected, but you know, it's Kay. He wants to try real hard sometimes.
Oh, for sure. And
I
it
forgot
mostly
Ann's
makes sense
full
because
name.
you would have never been to any of these regions. Mel, you had never heard of Damasco crystals. You had never heard of Elder Spires, but you remember back when you were living in Yesher, and they were teaching you about different creatures and different animals and all that. Vacadris was an ancient sand-dwelling worm that would thrive in desert regions, though is believed to be extinct.
Okay. Thank you.
That explains why you need their bone powder and not like their saliva.
I will share that with the group, like you have just have.
Can I roll another history check on Elder Spires?
Sure.
20.
You do not.
That's what I thought. I know nothing about that. I only know that crystal found in white and blue dragon layers, and I
In white and blue
In-
dragon layers? Oh,
In
where
Yeah.
would I
between
find
their
one of those?
scales.
no, you do not. No.
You don't find them.
Just
Ever.
no. First stop. No.
This is not something you find.
White dragons, if I remember correctly, like mountains, and blue dragons, if I remember correctly.
Like death. I mean, what?
Trying
Oh,
to
okay,
remember
brilliant,
where blue
brilliant.
dragons'
So-
layers are.
Mountains? Mountains are good. I know lots of
Yep,
mountains.
nope. It's like they like the cold. Have you ever heard stories of mountaineers that have gone up scaling mountains and have not to be, to have disappeared, only to be found in like huge blocks of ice because they've been frozen solid? That's because a white dragon froze them.
Are you sure
To
they
death.
didn't just fall into a lake? That
Blocks!
seems much.
Of ice on a frozen mountaintop.
I'm suddenly picturing a
Okay,
cartoon where they fall into the lake and they pop it in like the ice cube.
Yeah, ting.
Yvonne of the
Why
Yukon!
would the ice dragon take the time to like perfectly make it a cube instead of just like a breath of weird ice shards coming off of it?
Perfectionists.
Yes, I also know that blue dragons like to breathe electricity. So you have ice or you have electricity.
Oh, I'm
Take
good
your
with
pick.
electricity.
I know.
Love.
Also, white dragons are smaller of the two. Anyway, that's
As you're like going on, like explaining all this, like it's like this
We'll
is what we
talk
learned when we were talking about dragon classes.
we were talking about. I learned too many things in school.
And Ethereal just knows all of this. She's really bored with this.
Welcome to my TED Talk.
Ithariel's just sitting there, just watching you, just listening as you're all chatting about.
I turn back to her. It's like, are there any clues onto this where I'd find the other blueprints needed?
Unfortunately, no.
Ah, that's a
The-
shame. Thank you so
Yes.
much, though. How much gold do I have on me? Do you like gold? Do you use gold? That seems like something you might not use here, but is it something you use here? Do I have anything that's useful to you? I start like ripping out my bag.
Sil, we're gonna go take out her enemies. I bet you that's probably extremely useful.
Yes,
But we were going to
they're-
do that without the information on the blueprint.
Yes, you're correct. We were gonna do that anyway, but at the same time, she's also 18,000 years old. 18,000, 1800.
1800.
1800 years old. I imagine that she's got quite the interest fund already.
Yeah, she's older than Yexalok.
Mm-hmm. She's whatever money she put in her savings account. It's probably quite a bit right now.
And she's sitting there just kind of listening, and she's like, so aside from the blueprint, is there anything else that you wish to know about?
Yeah, really quick. These two will be real quick. What's that crystal you're wearing?
And she kind of touches the pen or the crystal on her choker, and she's like, "This is a gift. One given to me when I took control of this realm."
All right. What's that book you're reading?
And she pulls out the book, and it is a history book on some of the ancient races.
Okay. And last question. So where we're from, the Brightlands, you're meaning to tell me that the reason magic is all screwy-looey is because a bunch of hoity-toity mages messed with some gods?
No. The magic was already screwy, as you put it, by that point. So, magic in various forms has more or less always existed, though for the longest time, people simply did not possess any ability to manipulate it, at least not willingly. There were a few creatures, most notably ancient dragons and the Davokar, who possessed the ability to control more primal magics. Magic in general, however, would usually manifest itself at locations where the veil between two realms had weakened, or were passing through each other. Occasionally, this would influence materials or people who were in the area, sometimes temporarily, sometimes permanently. It is where many of the ancient artifacts came to be. However, over 2 millennia ago, there was what is known on the Brightlands as the Cataclysm, a colossal explosion in the western region of Ithindril. No one is quite sure how it happened, though there are many theories. But regardless of the how, what occurred because of it is far more important. It unleashed the weave, the energies which bind magic together, which gave people the ability to manipulate it. It took it from this wild, unpredictable force and turned it into a tool, something we could control, albeit like bumbling children. It is still not stable, which is not surprising considering the weave was aggressively torn asunder and scattered to the far reaches of this world. While a couple millennia seems like a long time to most of the mortal races, it is a mere drop in the bucket when it comes to a force like that, which may very well have existed before this world ever existed.
I'm sorry, you said the weave was torn asunder?
Yes, when the explosion of the Cataclysm occurred.
All right, not because of the gods, though.
No, the gods far outlast this world. That being said, well, some of the gods outlast this world. Others came to be and forged within it.
Can the weave be repaired?
I have heard rumors of those attempting to reforge the weave, and others who are attempting to prevent that from ever happening.
Interesting.
The Cataclysm is studied quite a bit in our own realm.
Didn't you go to school to learn about the big explosion, Theo?
Maybe once or twice.
For a few terms each time.
For a few terms.
Wasn't
There
it
may
lucky?
have been a requisite or two on it.
Maybe a decade or so's worth of study dedicated to an explosion.
However long it takes to get my doctorate.
While adding in golemology and apparently Drake or
Sometimes
as
you
well.
need things. Sometimes you're short credits. Damn it!
But you aced the golemology, and apparently
It was
did
an
quite
easy
well.
class.
It was the easy class, apparently.
I had nothing. I loaded up my first term, and I needed something for the second term, so I just took a stupid easy class. For some reason, retained all the information for it.
Theo,
Hmm?
are your chains covered at the moment?
Aren't they always?
They're kind of always covered. They're
Okay.
just hanging. They make jangly noises.
But
But
they're
yes.
not visible at the moment.
They're not always. No, they're not. I usually don't pull it out unless we're in combat.
Okay.
People ask questions. Hey, why are you wearing that chain? Why you gotta be so emo, bro? Hey, bro. You trying to be a trendsetter, bro?
Yeah,
Feels
check-
way too awkward for those.
That's fair.
Uh,
Couple
And
hundred
last
years is still
question.
super awkward.
Yeah, that would be. The last question I have for her. I don't have the picture of the Scorched Hammer Clan's sigil anymore because I'm sure that got wrecked in the many times we were in water. But I just want to describe what it looks like and ask if she knows of the Scorched Hammer Clan.
Oh, that's a good idea, actually.
It might be nothing to someone as powerful as her, but
do, 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 do. She looks at it and it looks familiar. I feel I've seen this in a book somewhere before, though. And she kind of looks around to the large number of bookshelves that are in this main hall. It's like, I don't quite remember which one, and it may take me a bit to find it. And she's like, but you can see her kind of like stopping and kind of pondering and thinking on it. And she's like, I'll tell you what. Out of the goodness of my heart. And you just hear a little bit of sass in her voice from that. It's like,
That's what happens when you're just a little bit sassy at the start.
she's like, give me time to see what I have. And when you return for the temple, if I have found anything, I am more than happy to show it to you.
that's very generous. Thank you.
Indeed.
Wow.
My last question is, are you still up to giving us a guide or ride?
Yes, that is easily doable.
All right then. When is everyone feeling ready to go?
Yep, I'm ready. Let's go.
Yesterday.
Wait, maybe we should do it. What time is it outside?
It was getting in to be quite late and quite dark when you guys were arriving.
Would you mind if we just hang around here until, the scary things go away?
She's giving us a
No,
guide.
no. Do you not remember that I almost died yesterday?
I saved you. Well, sort of.
Yes, you did, but I almost died. And I don't want to die again.
But you didn't. So let's get out of here.
No,
so that the
I
glitch
think I
don't
want to
die again.
stay. I want to stay. I want to stay here and not go out there unless I know that it's a little bit more safe than it
So-
is
so you'd
probably going to
rather
be in a couple
stay
hours.
in the super dark, dangerous dimension in which you almost died longer.
I would like to stay in this safe zone with this very powerful, very knowledgeable ruler of this area. Because, we're going to kind of help her out. So maybe, just maybe, she kind of wants us to, live for a little bit. I think you want us to live, right? Right? Am I right?
I
think
to
she
leave
wants
as
us
soon as
to
your guide is
succeed.
willing to leave.
Hmm?
I want to leave as soon as her guide is willing to leave with us.
Well, if you wish to stay until the light comes, that is acceptable. If you wish to leave immediately, then I can absolutely have Shell take you and guide you along the way.
I have a question. Is Shell going to help us by going through the walls and stuff, or are we just going to have to follow Shell as he goes through the walls?
Shell will guide you to the temple.
We are definitely going during the daylight. That would be swell.
Was that a I have a word, Kay, or is that just a I need more bourbon?
Kay just drinking in the back.
Kay has secretly found a stash of bourbon
That's
amongst
Kay's.
this lady's things, and he's just like poured himself a glass. And
That's
is like,
Kay's. I don't always have things to say, but when I do,
There's
I
probably
am the
bourbon
most-
involved.
there's probably bourbon involved.
I'm the most interesting man in the world, okay? And in this specific circumstance, is my current response. Mostly because I know I need to at least take a short rest before I can use Detect Portal again, which I openly go, blah, guys, so I can't find an exit if we go to the creepy cult place if I don't take a nap first. So, just saying. So I need to take a short rest to recover it.
Okay.
Because it sounds like there's a reasonable degree of we can find a portal the fuck out of this place, but it seems to be that the nearest one may or may not be in the base camp of the cultists.
We also need our friend here to help lift our
Taint.
Skullus, the taint,
Yes.
off of us, so that when we enter the light, we don't go like crazy mo people.
You think we'll do that when we get there?
We'll just do it anyway.
I mean, Kay's just like, well, I'm already missing one arm. What's
I
like
use my
having
bonus
like
action to scream.
It's already missing one arm. What's missing sight
I
too?
could make another.
it's really I'm pretty sure Sylvania can make me magic eyeballs. Last I checked, I
That
can
power
have.
might be more tricky. I don't actually know if that's a thing.
Yeah, well,
Eye prosthetics are not a
magic-
thing.
I was gonna say.
Magic
You
exists.
can-
I
You
think
get
the
a glass
closest you're
eye?
gonna get. I think the closest you're gonna get is Mad Eye Moody from Harry Potter, with that crazy spinning eyeball.
I mean,
going
it seems
everywhere.
perfectly fine,
No,
doesn't it?
that
No,
thing
I-
is
honestly,
creepy.
I honestly picture if Kay were to get like a fake eye, it'd probably be more along lines of Rigetti from Pirates of the Caribbean, whose eye just keeps falling out.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, you're absolutely right. It would be a wooden eye that just causes splinters.
Let's splinter something
It's-
fierce.
Splinters something fierce. Oh,
Actually,
quit rubbing
there
it.
is a magical eye. It is more difficult to make than the last thing I made you, though.
Okay.
I mean, we literally amputated my arm and attached a magical arm into the socket, so it just is here. Okay, like, what do you want from me?
Kay just gets replaced entirely. Next thing you know, Kay becomes the golem.
Kay is now
last
gone.
Last
Okay,
I
now
checked,
Gollum.
I'm only allowed to have 3 prosthetic limbs before stuff starts to get wonky.
No, the prosthetic limbs, I can make as many as you want, but the eye would be an extra one.
Oh, well, convenient. The magical eye does not count as a prosthetic limb. Perfect.
Yeah, well, the prosthetic eye doesn't count as a limb, but it does use up one of your attunements.
Damn it.
And that's only one
More
eye, so
limbs.
you'd need 2
I only
attunement
need-
slots
I-
for both eyes.
I only need one eye.
Who needs depth perception as
who
an
need-
archer?
No one needs I can learn. It's fine.
We'll stay the night, thanks.
Yeah. Sam in
We'll
favor
stay
of a
like-
short rest.
We'll stay the short rest. You mean because it's not really the night?
Yeah.
It's the night here, I suppose.
Yeah, it's the night here.
Yeah.
If she wants to, like, I don't know, lead us to someplace where we're not going to bother her, or she wants us to sit on the steps.
She does guide you over to just like a little lounging area. There's a couple of benches, like padded benches there. It's like if you wish to lay down and rest for a little bit, there is space here. I don't exactly have accommodations for many guests.
I'm okay with sitting. I don't really need to sleep much.
Kay's
As ruler of
napping
the
in a
land,
chair.
We don't get many guests.
Well, I get guests, just not many that stay the night.
Oh, okay, fair.
Kay's asleep, by the way.
Yep.
Yeah, Thale's just gonna
Kay-
sit on one of the benches.
Kay like crawled into a chair, immediately curled up in a ball, and is unconscious.
It's weird that he kind of is like a cat. Does anyone else find that weird that he's like a man cat?
A little bit.
He just
So it was getting dark when we got here.
I'm
so
a
we're waiting
dog,
less than
specifically.
4 hours, right? Because that's when it would be bright again.
Yes, it's a short rest.
Oh wait, I'm gonna tinker with things then.
Okay, and as she's about to turn away, and she's just like, well, since I'm going to be going through books anyways, is there anything else anyone is curious about that I can pull aside while looking?
actually,
What do you
I'm
call
gonna
it?
get up.
Common locations for portals to the Fae.
As Kay is just like, arm shoots up, comments, and then arm immediately back down.
I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna go over, and I'm going to very quietly. So unfortunately, because I'd like this to just remain between Theo and I am actually looking for information on
The demon that you're attached to. I mean, what?
a couple beings that I've heard about. You seem to have a lot
on
of
the
knowledge
interwebs?
and a lot of resources here, so maybe you can help me. Have you ever heard of the names Amos or Riem ring a bell?
Yes.
That's great.
Amos is the white lion, and Rayem is the black unicorn.
Yes. A friend of mine has come in contact to Amos. And I'm just trying to find any information I can on the two and their relationship to each other, and yeah, any knowledge would be helpful.
I can certainly see what I can dig up.
Thank you very much. And if you don't mind, discretion would be very much appreciated.
I will see what I can do.
Thank you for your time.
And after Theo has his moment, because I won't impede on that,
Yeah.
I just want to mention, like, if you have any writings about the snake warrior people, the
Yuan-Ti?
Uyanti? Yeah, I would love to read up on those.
Anything particular about the Yuan-Ti?
How they might relate to Neuralis? So, like, maybe the Uyanti and religion? I don't know.
To Neuralis?
Oh
Isn't it-
yeah. Actually,
No, Neuralis.
all that information we had
Sorry, I might be getting my paths
on the
crossed.
other stuff before.
Nor-
Hey, remember spirits and Yggdrasil and who Yggdrasil is?
Yggdrasil
Hey,
is
can
the
we-
one that you're
Yggdrasil?
thinking of. Mel.
Okay.
Can we
not-
get some info on Yggdrasil, please?
Sorry, not Neuralis.
Neuralis was the elven god.
Yeah, Neuralis is the elven
minor
god.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
My bad.
We don't really need to know any of that about it anymore because that kind of, well, we could maybe get some extra info on it. Oh, also,
Yeah, it's like as suddenly they realize, oh shit, we're talking to an ancient
shit.
being. We have a lot of questions.
we have shit. Because I'm still writing this HP reference, this Harry Potter reference. This is kind of like finding Dumbledore. Fill in the plot, Dumbledore.
I kind of see them like asking so many questions and whatnot, and I just say to Dog, it's like, and they didn't want to come see her.
They didn't want to come see her.
Got a
You
point.
know, I was kind of expecting her to be a little more stuff hanging from the ceiling.
Yeah.
You know, dolls and shit, and
Tub full of blood.
tub full of blood. You know, here's a crazy like ghoul in the back pushing a wheelchair, going. That's kind of more what I was picturing.
Totally.
And I can understand why. Galkirk
You
definitely
know?
has reasons for calling her the crazy bitch.
Yeah. So, like he says, he's a crazy bitch. She looks like a kid. Every horror movie reference I ever knew was like, that's a no. That's a no. How about no, Joe?
Yeah.
How about no?
You
She
just
is
haven't asked the
fooling
right
me real
questions.
Yeah, no thank you.com.
You just haven't asked the right questions, that's all.
Shit.
Yeah, so Yggdrasil, I guess we'll ask questions about Yggdrasil. And Theo's gonna explain the crazy curse that they've been seeing, where creatures are covered in spines and spiky, and actually as he's explaining that, he runs over, he picks up Kay,
Okay.
he runs back, and he goes, "A friend here just actually lost an arm to it," and like shows Kay's new mechanical arm and starts like flapping it around, like.
Okay, so
Eh.
so you're asking specifically about the curse.
Yeah.
Regarding.
Yeah. So we've asked about the Scorch Hammer. We've asked about the curse. We've asked about Yggdrasil. I asked personal things.
Yeah, that was
Kay's
from the
asked-
Orb of Katsura.
Yeah, Kay also asked personal things.
Yes.
Why did
I asked for common portal locations for the Fae.
Yeah.
Do we have any of the spikes with us or spines that we can give her for reference?
Do we have any of the spines?
he probably
Kay,
has
did
a
you
whole bunch of spines in his
Did
backpack
you?
still?
Sylvan Ray, or it's not Sylvan Ray.
Sylvania.
Sylvania. I even looked at your name, Sylvania. Did you keep any of Kay's crazy spikes?
I mean,
I blew them up.
Oh,
Damn
I
it.
absolutely. It depends. I'm pretty sure I haven't removed all of them from my bag yet.
Yeah, you still have some in your bag because you only gave Sylvania a small portion of them.
Exactly.
Ew.
So
Okay,
I mean-
give the nice lady some of your arm spines.
I guess Kay's just gonna like using his metal arm very specifically, gonna reach in and like grab some of the spines from my porcupine spines from the blah, blah, blah,
From
and
that
I'm just gonna be like,
camera.
here.
Okay. She kind of motions to a table and she's like, just place them there.
Science. I feel like we're asking a lot of this really ancient being, to be perfectly honest.
She might be
back.
bored. She might be bored. Who knows? She's got books.
She's got a
Lots of
book,
stuff on her.
just
She's
a
got a
singular
book.
book.
A
It happens
singular
to be
book.
incredibly useful.
It's
and
it's like
lots of
this
research.
big. It's the encyclopedia of everything.
No,
It's
see,
really
she-
big, or
she
it's really small.
She
It
had
has
one
really
book on
tiny
her
font.
lap, but she had an entire library.
I'm aware that's not the joke, damn it.
I'm gonna do the dumb thing actually, and I want a perception check to see what book she's reading.
But we already know.
Well, no,
We
we don't
already
have a
Anna
history
asked.
book.
Oh, what
We-
was the
we
book
don't-
that it?
Huh?
We just know it was history.
Oh, we just know it's history.
History of Ancient Races.
Oh, history of ancient races.
Yeah, so like yeah, so you already kind of know what book she's reading because Anna just straight up asked.
I'm sorry.
Oh, good.
I'm zoned
I
out.
only asked to get a good sense of who she is because I thought
Yeah.
it might tell us a lot about her.
I won't lie. I was kind of hoping that it was gonna be more porn. Is she reading more porn?
Because they're a pirate king.
Oh
on it
my
with a
god, you
girl
want
who's
her to be
bizarre.
Yeah.
reading smut?
You know what?
I want a
I have.
9-year-old
No,
porcelain doll child
She's
to
not
be
9,
reading
damn
smut.
it. She's 1800, and you know what? I wouldn't judge her.
I
The
would
other
judge
lady-
her
the
because she
other
looks like
lady-
a 9-year-old.
The other
And-
lady had a book called The Weight of His Burden, and I'm waiting to be able to read that shit.
What hurts me is that I don't know if in reality you want our DM to write you smut, or if
He doesn't have to write me smut. It just has
Yes.
to exist.
you want,
I
but
I
you
can
want
fill
to
the
read
blanks
it.
in
That's the
myself,
pro-
thanks.
Yeah, but that means you need the high level like plot summary of
Yeah.
what's gonna happen.
That's not hard.
Oh, that already exists. The high level plot summary, the synopsis, that already
High level-
exists.
I was
Oh,
gonna say that's not hard.
God.
That's not hard, Nathan.
Yes.
How many
it's just-
cliche romance plots do you want out there?
I didn't
don't
start
know.
creating a
Here's a
list
big-
of random books that can be found in the world and writing synopses for them with one of the groups labeled smut for just for shits. Well, it was absolutely for shits and giggles, but it does. The list exists and is gradually growing.
I mean, it's the power of his burden, Jamie.
It's
the
actually
weight
it's
of
the
his burden.
weight. It's the weight of
Hmm?
his burden
I'm sorry, it's the weight of his burden because
that I
clearly
currently can't read, but I will learn how to read.
I'm proud of you.
It's coming.
Like what language is it written in? Just for
Listen.
I'm legitimately.
It was very
I
old.
remember-
It was very old Elven.
If smut
Okay.
exists and
well,
the
I
barrier
remember-
is language,
I remember learning a language specifically because Theo didn't know it. So like, I think I have 2 that Theo doesn't know now. So I need to keep track of this shit.
So Kay
For
went
when-
back to sleep, right?
Oh, I'm absolutely. Kay is absolutely
Kay is-
unconscious.
Drop the
What
spine through the table
arm
and just
do you
roll back in
have
the table.
out?
Yeah, so like how the entirety of every interaction with Kay is going
Oh.
is someone is talking at Kay, he begrudgingly gets up, performs an action, then curls back up into his ball until someone requests something
What
else.
arm can I see at the moment?
Oh, you can absolutely see both, but I'm using my metal arm as a pillow because it's more like this kind of
That's
position.
tricky, but Sylvania's going to try anyway. I want to like make adjustments on his arm while he's sleeping.
Tighten screws and
like Winry and Edward Elwick. I have one more question. I pull out the 2 runic scrolls that we picked up
Hey.
that I was only
Okay.
able to translate so much. I know that one of them is defensive, and is transmutation, for self, but unfortunately that's all I could pick up with it. And the other one is offensive. It's a fire, and it's 60 feet. Any more help knowing what these 2 are, I would be greatly appreciated.
Oh, you're making me dig back through my notes. How dare you? Back to that bitch of a witch.
Oh, I still have the old ratty dress in my inventory too.
Yes, you do. You never got rid of it.
Nope, never got rid of it.
Okay. So you're showing her the 2 scrolls?
Yeah. Just asking if she can give me more information on them. Because I can't. I did my best.
So
I didn't finish my Ancient Runes course.
So she's looking at the 2 scrolls,
Mhm.
and she's like, yeah, this is... Where is it you obtained these?
This building, that building, old runes, you find them sometimes laying around. Sometimes the chest bites you, sometimes it doesn't.
Ah, yes, mimics. They can be a pain
Quite.
in a very literal fashion.
Yes.
And so she looks at the offensive scroll.
Mm-hmm.
This is Pillar of Flame.
Oh. That sounds like fun.
A narrow pillar of fire, 1 foot.
Yeah.
And I'll add all this to the actual scrolls in your inventory as well.
Yeah.
A narrow pillar of fire, 1 foot in diameter and 40 feet high, erupts from the ground. Any creature within 5 feet of it
Ooh.
takes 1d6 fire damage.
So hang on, narrow pillar of fire, 1 foot.
This is all going to get copied into your D&D Beyond
Oh,
stuff and into
okay.
the scrolls. Yeah, so you
Okay.
don't have to worry about writing all
Okay.
this.
Yay!
But yeah, narrow pillar of fire, 1 foot in diameter, erupts from the
Yeah.
ground and cascades 40 feet up. Any creature within 5 feet of it takes 1d6 fire damage.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
After 1 turn, it rapidly expands 30 feet in all directions.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
Once again, dealing another 1d6 fire damage to everything it hits before vanishing from existence.
Son of a...
Creatures within this... Actually, oh, no, correction. Creatures within the blast radius, as it expands, must make a dexterity saving throw, DC 15, and that blast deals 3d10 fire damage, or half as much on a successful save.
This would have been useful in the mines. Just saying.
We didn't
I
have
know
it
how
in
to
the
have
mines,
it
did we?
Hindsight is 20/20.
Well, you didn't have it in the mines
We
either.
didn't have it
We didn't have-
in the mines.
Yeah, you
No.
got that from Elvira's Tower.
Yeah, I know. Saying it would have been useful in
Would
the
have
mines.
The
Fair enough.
defensive spell. The second one is Iron Flesh.
Oh.
The flesh of the caster turns to iron for 10 minutes, applying several
Oh,
effects.
10 minutes.
Their strength score is increased by 2. Their dexterity score is reduced by 2. Their movement speed is reduced by 10 feet. They gain resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, slashing, fire, and acid damage. And they gain immunity to force, lightning, and poison damage for the duration.
Oh. That's pretty cool. Pretty
So
sweet. And
those
these are both single use.
Single-use spells.
Single use. Yeah. Well. Damn it.
You're
Thank
smart.
you very much for the info.
And it's
And I'm gonna...
and Theo, you have those scrolls in your inventory, correct?
Yes, I do. They're literally called Runic Scroll Defensive and Runic Scroll Offensive.
Spiffy, I'm going to change those over. I'll do that on the break. I'll add in the
Yeah, it's all
descriptions for them.
Thanks. Thanks, DM.
Not a problem.
Thanks, Ethereal.
Yeah, it's just like,
Sorry, we took all your shit.
well, it's just
Yeah.
like,
Oh.
it's like I wonder if, because I had a whole bunch of information where it's like, these are things they might ask about, and those
Yep.
scrolls, surprisingly, were actually not on my list because I had forgotten about them. I'd already written up what the scrolls is. So I just had to go back to like, okay, which session did you guys find these in? It's like,
What
here's the
fuck were those
scrolls.
about? Yeah, they were there. That's where they are.
Yep. Yeah, I totally forgot that you had those in your inventory. Whoops.
Haha.
That's okay. I shouldn't have to keep track of 4 people's inventory,
No, you should not.
No.
No, you should not.
especially when you guys don't.
I
Alrighty.
look
Yep.
every now and again.
Every now and then.
I was looking. I was like, oh shit, I've got these scrolls. I should ask about them.
Alrighty. Is there anything else that people were wanting to ask about?
No, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna pull out the weight of his burden, and I'm gonna try and read the old Elvish.
Okay. Is everyone else resting at this point as well? Taking a short rest?
Yeah, I'll short rest with
I'm
Beanard.
tinkering on Kay's arm.
Okay.
I still have the
Hey.
well-drawn picture of Bravik too. I'm gonna give it to him next time we see him.
Oh yeah, the like photorealistic Bravik picture you drew.
Hey, you should get this framed and mounted on your wall. It's
Yeah,
real good.
Hey, it's good to see you. I drew this of you.
And then promptly followed by you stabbing him in the chest repeatedly.
Yeah, exactly.
Actually, no. It's giving him a lit stick of dynamite and then walking away. Dwarven dynamite specifically.
or-
That's stuff I'm not allowed to obtain.
Or a pillar
Specifically?
of fire. Or a pillar of fire.
I mean, that is an option.
Alrighty. So if you guys can roll for your short rest. If you guys are
Yeah.
recovering any health, I think you should all be maxed though. I
Yeah.
think Kay is the only one who's actually expended anything, and that was
I'm alive. It's fine.
And
that
that
was my
his
portal
thing?
move.
Yeah. And is that a once per day or is that a once per short rest?
Once per short rest.
Okay, so you have that back after. Okay.
Yeah, it's specifically why I stated, yo, I want to do this very specifically because I like backup plans.
Fair enough. In that case, we'll take our break here because it seems like a feasible time as any to. Actually, no. We'll take our break after the next little bit. So you guys take the short rest.
Mhm.
And as you are kind of like the outside, that orb starts traveling across the sky again. Shell kind of fades through the wall. And okay, you were laying on the floor, or were you laying on one of the benches? Okay.
Okay. Were you laying on a floor or a bench, Kay?
I was my head had me on like a couch sort of thing
Yeah,
because
that-
I was intentionally like leaning on my arm with
Okay.
like in a little ball position.
And so Theo, as you watch Shell phase through this wall and through the couch that Kay is sitting on, and through Kay, just like passing physically right through all of it, and it's like stops and just kind of gives a bow, and Ithariel kind of rolls over. It's like, he will take you now.
Thank you very much for letting us intrude on your personal space, as well as ask a bunch of crazy, outlandish questions and demands. We
If
will
you can
do
solve
our
my
best.
problem, it is well worth it.
Yes. We hope
Though-
so too.
I am curious. What is your plan? Since no one
I'll be
actually discussed a plan.
I'll be perfectly honest. I think we might have to. We're gonna figure that out.
Flying by
Probably
the seat of your
best-
pants, as adventures usually do.
It's
As it
kind
is.
of, it's kind of our MO. I'll be perfectly honest.
Much like, look, we activated a portal. Quick, everyone jump through.
Yep. It's kind of how it landed us here.
Running away from our problems lands us here in
Let's
a lot of
running over
problems.
In a lot of more problems.
I do have a sort of idea, but you know, we'll see how it goes.
Well, then the best of luck. And once more, be cautious not to let them see the orb.
Yes,
And
and I tuck it deeper into my
into your cloak.
into my poncho cloak.
Yeah, because I'm fairly certain that Theo does not have nearly an ample enough bosom to be able to just hide that in there.
No, I unfortunately can't, unless maybe I'm wearing a dress again. We'll see.
Pad the dress.
Your
Wearing a
Adam's
dress.
apple is real low. Ugh.
Alrighty, so Shell kind of just floats forward, and the group is, I'm assuming, following after him.
Yeah.
Okay. As he hits the door, he passes through the door. just as a kind of what you're in for a ride.
Yeah.
Aww. Open the door and I
Shell's
follow after him.
And
Shell, try to remember that we're corporeal and can't go through doors.
he pays no heed and continues floating.
Oh, good. It's gonna be one of those journeys.
Could be worse. We could not have a guide in this dimension that's like
very
all
true.
black and white and and very monochromatic. That's the word
Yeah.
I'm looking for. Kay uses the big word for
Yeah.
once.
I'm
Uh,
proud.
So the group is venturing forward, and I want everyone to roll me survival checks.
I don't like survival checks.
Yeah, too bad.
We'll give you. I got 12.
19.
Nat
Sylvania with the
21.
double nat 1.
Guys. Oh.
Eee!
Hey guys, it's a good thing, right? I just gotta say, guys.
Okay, can I get you to roll me that survival check?
Yeah, sorry, I lost the tab because I was looking at my character sheet and I got lost. I have too many tabs.
Fair.
That was nice. Woo! Well, Sylvania's dead. Okay. So now that we're moving on.
Please be average. Please be average.
It was
Unless
average.
it's-
Hooray!
And you averaged over 12, so you did good.
Yay! Teamwork makes the dream work.
As Sylvania tries to wander off this way, and everyone pushes her back on track, and then tries to wander off that way.
Theo just grabs her and pulls her in the right direction.
Yeah, I imagine like Sylvania's got like dog's like reins in hand and is going and it's kind of like gets distracted and starts like pulling dog the one way. It's just like Theo's arm just reaches out, grabs the reins and pulls back. So you're able to follow along, following Shell, and as like it takes the majority of like it takes the duration of the day, and as you're walking along, you can watch as the orb once again starts passing down below the horizon, and you can hear the wailing screeches throughout the Shadowlands as night has fallen.
Pull up my hood. Make sure that nothing bright is. Everyone, make sure that all of your bright items are tucked away.
Just for shits and giggles.
No.
Theo, can you roll me a spell attack?
No. I don't want to.
This isn't actually
spell
casting
attack.
anything. I'm just curious.
This is for science.
This is for science. This is 100. Okay, so okay, we're good.
Not a one. It's because I didn't say the words
Eldritch Blast.
blast. Yeah.
Uh,
Making fun of us, Talia. You're making fun of us.
Specifically, I think it's because Talia's there because your tiny mount is giving you plus to your AC.
What are you talking about? Just giving plus. Is Talia? Is it because you're here? You're probably the size of dog.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's my assumption.
yeah, that looks to be about the size of a dog.
It's probably the size of dog.
And come to think of it, I think Tally is even a dog
And Tally is even
And not a cat.
dog, and not a cat.
or an
That was
octopus.
supposed to be an octopus. Well, Talia might have been supposed to be an octopus, but we don't know.
Were you supposed to be an octopus?
I
so
can
anyways,
feel the
as-
I can see the tail wagging. It's true.
Yep. So as the night falls, Shell does not stop moving. He
I
Continues
figured
forward.
He wouldn't.
and I'll get everyone to roll me another survival check.
Eh.
Could have been worse.
Could have been worse.
What was really ominous
Syl-
for me is Sills didn't load right away.
Yeah.
It was just blank.
Still doesn't load
And I
it
was
right
like-
away. Don't be 2 ones again.
Is it like negative numbers so they don't
Yeah.
show up? What's happening?
Negative number.
I don't have a negative for anything except strength.
Fair. So it's a little bit harder, but you do manage to follow along. At one point, you kind of like some of you kind of lose track, but Anna's like focused in on Shell, and is like, so at some point, like guys, kind of some of you lose sight of Shell, but it's like Anna's like very like, I'm going this way, and so you kind of follow along Anna, and you can hear the denizens of the Shadowlands moving around. But even as you're walking, you do... can I get people to roll me a perception check?
I don't know. Can you?
23.
13.
Apparently I can.
12.
22.
Okay, rolled twice.
I only clicked once.
Oh, you rolled twice. Either way.
I'm probably fine.
Yeah.
Average
the
the
first
numbers
one's-
either
the fir-
way.
The
Well,
first
well-
one's a 17.
Yeah. Either way, whether it's the 17 or the 22, you both you and Anna kind of note something. When you've been traveling through the Shadowlands before, there was the fog that at about 30 feet, you could not see
Oh.
past.
Our stupid disease makes it so that we can see now, don't we? Doesn't it?
Yes.
I got
You,
a
you
stream.
can see beyond that 30 feet.
Prozac! Sorry, I was just really excited because of the reference.
And as you're going along, you're starting to see like there are quite a few denizens of this region, and like you see one of the creature. Oh no, you guys wouldn't have seen the creature that attacked Sylvania.
No, we didn't see it.
Oh, right.
You see this large, like, bat, owl, harpy-like creature basically hanging from one of the branches of this large gnarled tree. And it's turning its head and watching you as you're passing underneath it.
Shell, is that a problem? Shell,
And
Shell.
Shell continues on.
Okay, we'll just,
It's watching you, but it
Okay,
is
we'll
not
just
making
keep going.
any advancement towards you.
okay, yeah, we'll just pretend that it's not there. Thanks for answering our question, Shell.
And you proceed following Shell throughout the course of the night. And as
Mind if we call you Bombshell?
as the orb starts coming back up, once again you hear the land kind of quieting down a little bit. This continues on for the second day as well. Just continuing to walk now, and then once again these are the days based off of the realm stays.
Their
their
night
cycle.
cycle, not
Yeah.
what we're used
Yeah.
to. Cool.
Oh, what were you
Kay's
gonna
gonna make a statement because it's been 2 days, and technically at 3 days. So Kay wants to throw an idea out to the party at this point, including Shell, because he's involved. Question. Can we make it seem like the denizens of this world are trying to murder us, and that so we're running the fuck away from them?
I think
Shell
that would
being
be
the denizen that is dangerous to us, so
That
that
would-
we can feign the making the people we want to screw over be
Empathetic.
what. Thank you for the
Empathetic.
English words. I'm not good at words.
I don't really want to put our new silent friend Shell in danger. I think Shell would agree. But maybe we could attract something's attention real quick and then run. All I really need to do is cast a small little light spell.
And I have a feeling if we tell Shell that we're done with his services, he will bow out and disappear.
Which, by the way, Shell, we are so not done with your services
No.
yet. Please, please don't
It's like
leave
as you
us.
watch Shell.
Don't
As
leave
he
us.
lets Shell back into a wall and disappear.
Just walks back into a tree and just.
Better that, or he
But
just
then walks
or
back
that or he
in
just
immediately
walks
like an
and
April
he just
Fool's
sinks
joke.
into the ground like Shadow Cat, and it's just like
You just watch the step
Yeah,
into the
step
ground.
down.
Stairs.
do,
Classic.
do. Just like stop, now come back. So, I think that would be a good idea. That way, we could make it seem like yes, like kind of like before, where we're telling the truth. Yes, we landed on this plane of existence. It was an accident. Oh my god, everything is horrible. Oh my god. Oh, you're the defenders of this place. Defenders who are trying to smite this place. Oh, acolytes of light, our heroes. You know, all that that regular song and dance.
Kay immediately looks at Theo and says, "You are never, ever allowed to be afraid when you're acting. Ever. Ever.
I was just explaining the situation.
Kay is like, no, I don't
And
believe you.
I-
Kay
I-
is thoroughly like Kay.
I was
Kay
channeling her sarcasm.
Kay is so unbelievably like doubting all of Theo's performance skills thus far, like because Theo has never done any performance whereas Kay absolutely has multiple times.
Have you seen?
And
Did you
'cause-
see me back like a girl?
Yeah, that's the only time.
Anyway, but yes,
I think that suits Theo well. That was a role that Theo was born to play. Whereas
the funny thing
being
is, Theo-
afraid.
See, the funny thing is, Theo still did very poorly on that acting check, but the golem had disadvantage.
So see, it was fine.
anyway, yes, I agree. We should go pretend that we're, forsaken, stuff like that. My biggest concern is that our lovely new wise friend who's helping us with all of our questions was able to garner information on us via our new friend here, Mr. Shell, who is now leading us away.
Send her a text message.
I suppose I could ask. My only hope is that they don't have a way equally to get information. Shell,
We're about to find out, aren't
Shell?
we?
Shell, would you have any info on that?
Shell
Shell?
says nothing.
Of course, Shell
'Cause
says
Shell-
nothing.
Shell doesn't really say anything.
I was hoping he would sign language or something.
Shell is currently
Smoke.
just continuing to float forward during this time.
We're following.
Just smoke sign language is just different puffs of smoke in directions. So it's like, do you understand smoke language? Because I don't understand smoke signals.
It's like, has anyone seen Doom Patrol?
Nope.
Danny the Street? Oh, that's a reference I'm going to have to share later.
Alrighty.
Danny's the Street is a sentient street, and he talks by sending up smokes, and he'll change the signs, the letters on the signs. Yeah, it's a sentient street. It's a lot of fun. Recommend Doom Patrol.
So as the second day comes to an end, the second night begins, once more you can hear the denizens moving about. You're also feeling tired.
Yeah.
Because this is 16 hours.
Shell, we're going to have to stop because we're not shadow people. And this really isn't great. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to reach in and I'm going to pull out a message, pull out the orb real quick and go, hello, it's Theo. How do we get Shell to stop so that we can take a breath?
So we can rest.
Take a breath and rest because we've been walking
so
for
sorry,
16 hours.
So,
Yeah.
hello, it's Theo.
Yeah.
How can we get Shell to stop?
Yeah.
It's 10.
Yeah.
So we can take a breath because it's been 16 hours. And
stop.
What were the last two words?
And we're tired.
And we're tired. Okay, so you got your 25 words in there.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I knew
Wow.
it's like sending. So
Jeez, it's not even a character limit thing. It's actually
it's
word
words.
count.
It's
How
word
did
count.
it's a
How
lot of
did
fun if you
magic-
just keep going.
How does magic calculate words? I'd like to know. Because A shouldn't really be a word. It should be like a sound that you make. It's like,
But do you really want it to be being based off of sounds you make?
Because
otherwise then it'd be like, hello, it's Theo.
Please don't.
I mean,
I
at
said,
that
hello,
point
it's
you're
Theo.
at that point you're in syllable land. So like,
So
if
is
we're gonna
ah.
do
Ah
that,
is a syllable. But enough of the semantics of that, though.
Yep.
Talking
to death.
Yeah, we can discuss the semantics of being a word or not. But either way, so there's nothing for a little bit, and then I'm assuming you're still walking along as you're waiting for the reply.
Yep.
Either one will lose sight.
So as you're walking along, it's like you just get the reply. It's done, and Shale just abruptly stops. And Sylvania, or not Sylvania, and I'm guessing you were because you're keeping a really close eye, you walk through Shell, and just kind of
I taste it.
and
It's in my mouth.
and when you pass through, there is no it's not wet or anything, but there is a bone chilling cold
Oh.
that you feel as you pass through his body.
Oh, I like to picture Beanard is just pissed about
Okay,
that
wait.
and letting you know.
You just
So-
feel like a little bit of a sting in your shoulder. It's just like, how dare
So-
you drag me through that shit?
So who walked through? Anna did.
Anna did.
Yeah.
Okay. I just needed to be like. I need clarification on that point. Okay.
Yeah, because Anna was the one who got the highest on the roll for during the night.
I mean, that's fine.
And it's like falling really long behind. So yeah, Shell stops and you just watch the shoulders kind of as he just floats there.
Sorry to put a damper on your floating and getting us to probably out of your wispiness, but unfortunately we have limits. And we still have another
Another day.
day in this place to walk. So if you don't mind, we're just gonna sit here, I guess.
So you're taking a long rest?
Yeah, it's
We
probably
probably
a smart
should.
idea.
Unless we start, we don't want to have point. Well, actually,
It might help to be exhausted.
it might help to be exhausted. Let's take a short
Said
rest.
no one ever.
Well,
As
I'm
the
saying,
person that deals with exhaustion terribly, Theo should know better
oh,
because
go!
Kay had to become an adult the last time this happened.
Maybe.
Not to mention.
I vote against exhaustion.
Okay.
Also, I am also going
Alright
to put
then.
this forward. If you wanted to do forced march the rest of the way there, that is 8 constitution checks, one for every hour of forced march.
Theo will die, and then you kind of,
6th level of
kinda
exhaustion
have-
is death. So
Theo will die, and then,
Yeah, we're all gonna rest now. Bye.
we're gonna rest.
alrighty, and with that, we're gonna take a break.
We'll fey exhaustion.
Yeah, so we're gonna take a break here. We'll be back in about 10 minutes, and so we will see you soon. Bye.
Bye. Edmonton is prone to thunderstorms. Did you know?
That it is. Edmonton is prone to
It means-
thunderstorms that last all of about 3 minutes, and then
Yeah.
the joyous downpour ends, and it's sad and unfortunate. But
you
we
I
are
know that
back.
remember-
Alberta
Except for
is
Kay.
the hail capital of the world.
Where is?
Alberta.
No
We're the
way.
hail capital?
Yes.
Writing that down.
Now that being said, that's probably for just frequency of hail, not size of hail, because we're not getting grapefruit-sized hailstones here.
That's very true.
I'm
I
not sure
remember-
how that was. My girlfriend's doing a severe weather class, violent
Oh.
weather class, and that was one of the things that came up.
Violent weather.
Oh. That's cool.
Pow! Suddenly a tornado. Like Toronto,
remember-
or Ontario,
Yeah.
or wherever it is.
I remember working with people in Montreal, and every day, because we worked in a very old building, the thunderstorms would happen, and we'd be like, "Save your work," and like that happened every day. And Montreal would be like, "Man, you guys get a lot of storms," and we're joking, going, "Yeah, it's because the gods hate us, ha 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 ha," and then boom, power outage. And everyone's going, "Go go gadget phone!"
And my mind just goes back to when I knocked out the power of the entire row of computers, and Nathan just
And
like,
the
leave!
leave. I tell that story.
Oh, I'm sure.
That story still lives on, Aaron.
So does
You're
Works is
still
designed,
like-
and it is glorious.
You're still a legend.
Alrighty. So, not Nathan had to run away quickly. He'll be back, theoretically. Probably saving the dog who's afraid of thunder. So, you rest for the night. Is anyone keeping watch?
You know what? I'll keep watch, because I only need to stay awake for 4 hours.
And I'll
Okay.
keep watch after you.
Or stay awake for 4 hours. I need to meditate for 4 hours.
I can only stay awake for 4 hours.
I gotta stay awake for...
We're screwed.
I don't want Kay to take the last watch, so I volunteer Kay for third watch.
Okay, for third
Okay.
watch.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Okay. So the watches go by. like all in all, like the watches go by fairly simply. Like there's you see denizens of the land. You see some of the things like the shadow hounds, and like you see at one point like a pack of shadow hounds is like moving along, and they turn and they acknowledge that you exist, but then carry on. You do see.
I wish we had a friend like this earlier.
You ain't never had a friend like me.
Boom, boom, boom.
Can your friends do this? Dun, 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 dun. Can your friends do dun, 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 dun. Tell them stop now.
But over the the JD Cup. But all in all 4 of your watches go by without much issue. Especially with Shell also kind of standing, floating, watch as well. And the night cycle goes by, and the day cycle goes by, and you start waking up from your rest towards the end, or towards the start of the next night cycle.
Next night cycle.
Yep. So everyone can heal up.
Yay!
Hit the long rest button.
For
the
anyone
nothing
who
that you
needs to.
for the nothing that you've spent, everyone can hit that long rest button.
I don't need to, but I'm doing it. It feels
Doing
good.
it anyway. Doing it because it feels good. Oh, it feels so good. Hit that long rest button.
I'm just gonna not do it out of spite.
How dare you? Also, I forgot to add the scrolls into your things.
Oh, that's okay.
8 scrolls.
We were too busy talking about the storm that literally just arrived as hail started to
Prattle against your roof.
attack my house as I ducked away the moment we returned to live.
Yep.
It's starting to get windy here too.
I can't see out my window. It's got a blind over it. So you get up, and as soon as you're all back up and ready, Shell kind of looks at you and then turns and starts floating away.
Thanks for waiting, Shell. Thanks for being a sport. We really appreciate it there, bud.
At least he's
Way
consistent.
to be.
And Shell leads you on. You travel throughout the night, and most of the way through the night, Shell once again just abruptly stops. Everyone pick a number between 1 and 4. You cannot pick the same
3.
number.
Bully.
What'd you pick?
4.
3.
I guess I'll pick 1.
2.
So Sylvania, you were the closest. Sylvania, you were the closest one behind Shell. And as Shell just abruptly stops, you now pass through, and you feel that kind of bone-chilling shiver as you pass through Shell. And looking down at Doug, you can actually see a little bit of frost, like that moment like frost like pass across the surface, the metallic surface, and then kind of like fade out.
Fascinating. I want to.
But Shell now stopped, points upwards over a large hill, and then with that turns and floats forward. As their body hits a tree, you just watch it kind of fade out into the tree.
Sorry, there was a rather big bowling ball thrown just behind my house. Thanks, Shell! Thanks for being a pal! Alright then. I imagine when we crest this hill, we'll see our temple in... What's our game plan?
Kay is going to bolt.
Right
He's
now?
gonna start running like it's nobody's business because it's Kay. And he doesn't like the idea of a game plan. We discussed we discussed this already. I'm gonna be running like a scared mofo towards, I don't know, whatever I think the temple looks like, and I'm gonna be terrified as sin. And because night just finished,
Night is just starting. The
night
next
is
night is
just starting.
Or
So
no,
Kay
correction.
is
You're about you're about halfway through the current night cycle. That was where we were. At.
perfect. I'm gonna be screaming and running like a mad person to whatever I believe the temple church thing place to be once we crest this hill, and I can maybe probably identify it. I hope.
Okay.
That's my plan.
Oh,
So
I wish you didn't.
you're full sprinting from where you're at now.
Over the hill and towards whatever the thing is, and it acting very hysterical and afraid.
I really wish that you waited until
We just
until we
lost-
were. We just still.
Yeah.
I imagine
There's
this
so
is.
much lightning, so if I cut out too, that's
Yeah,
fine.
I have some thunder going here too. We're having some technical difficulty here, folks.
God is getting involved in the DM campaign.
There is some
and
thunder, and let me say that it is loud over here.
oh, it's not quiet here.
I'd like to run after Kay.
Yeah, I'll run after Kay as well, but it's
Reluctant, but I'm doing it, and I want to yell so Kay hears and everyone else hears. Like,
Yeah.
has everyone covered their taint? Because I don't think we want to show this to them.
No. Oh, where is mine? Mine's on my chest.
Mine's
Mine's on my
shoulder.
back. Mine's on my back, so I can't see it, and I don't know. I don't think I actively acknowledge it's there. I'm pretty
My
sure.
sick ass self thinks of something completely different when we say the word taint.
Uh-huh.
I'm
It-
just
it-
throwing it out there.
It's almost as if Dragon Age Origins was a collective of these jokes, and now we've carried it forward.
Yep.
I mean, what? The taint is bad. I don't know. It's really to each their own, I suppose.
Oh, there's some bright flashing lights too.
Alrighty, so Kay, you go sprinting up this hill, leaving everyone else behind. And as you get to the top of the hill, off in the distance, you can see a temple. Oh, Sylvania is replying. I'd asked her if things exploded.
If power went out.
Yeah, just one moment, just checking to see. Jeanette is typing.
Power went out, she says.
Computer is grumpy, the
Yeah.
power went out, I'm booting back up. Okay.
Yeah, I heard a huge crash. So,
Okay, so, okay, like, as you crest the hill, like, and it's still a fair ways off. You figure it'll probably take you...
So I'm sprinting to the top of this hill to be like, fuck.
Yes.
It's a lot farther away than I thought it was gonna be.
Yes.
Damn it.
you didn't think you was gonna take us right to the doorstep, did you?
I was being optimistic.
What's your
Why?
first mistake?
That was your first. Yes, Anna's right. You should know by now that optimism is only for select time.
We're
And
not
right
dealing
now
with
is not
fear.
one of them.
But as you crest this hill, off in the distance you can see the temple, and then things are peaceful and quiet for a moment. Oh, Syl has returned! Yay! Boop.
Cause we're back
And we're back.
from outer space.
So as you look upon this temple with a sad look upon your face, realizing that it is not right there, you watch as a pillar of light cascades down from the sky on top of this temple and spreads out, and you can hear off in the distance shrieks and screams as the light then recedes.
Oh,
And
that's gonna hurt if it hits us.
you hear those howls and wails, followed once again by silence. In the area that you're currently standing, there still appears to be these charred trees, these gnarled, dead trees. But from where you're looking down towards where this temple is, you can also see the remnants of what would have once been a forest. The trees chopped down, and the area carved in heavily. But you figure it'll probably take you about 20 minutes if you walk and about 10 if you run to get to the temple.
Is it 15 if I jog most of the way and then begin to sprint when I feel like I'm in direct eyesight of whatever the entrance may be?
Yes.
Does
We'll
anybody
go with
have
that.
a piece of white fabric? Anybody?
I believe I'm wearing silver or white fur based on my character portrait.
Theo's
Just
about to have a
wondering-
very furry chest.
I was thinking just I suppose I have a white shirt on, but that I really don't want to take off, I'll be perfectly honest. But I was just thinking it would be nice to have a little bit of a white flag to wave.
Does a mess kit usually come with a napkin? Like a...
No.
Ah, okay, never mind. Got nothing.
An ascot.
Take a quick
A
look
wet nap.
A wet nap. We got a wet nap. I have a healer's kit.
Bandages.
It's got but I don't really want to use the bandages. I have the old ratty dress, but it's not a white dress, it's a red dress.
War!
War! Huh. What is it good for?
Absolutely nothing.
Hi.
So we're going with my strategy because you have nothing. And Kay's just gonna casually start jogging towards his until such point as he starts running fervently and screaming at the top of his lungs.
So
This
what
does work.
what is everyone else doing? Is everyone else following on Kay?
I'm gonna keep my distance from Kay. But I'll follow him.
We're gonna watch Theo become the thing I'm running from. That's what's gonna happen right now. Theo's gonna be far enough away doing a Vader walk towards us. And I'm just gonna be like, yo, help me! Ah!
Oh god.
I will unfortunately follow
I
behind.
will fortunately follow. Like, I'll follow behind Annah, but I want to make sure that I, not right beside or directly behind Kay.
Okay, and Sylvania, what are you doing?
This is Kay.
You are very quiet again.
I believe Sylvania's with me.
I will keep pace with Kay.
Okay, yep, there we go.
Yes, running out of fear. So I will only. I need to just outrun the slowest people.
So
that means.
So Anna.
Yeah, but you know what? I don't want to lose because I'm a competitive human. So therefore, I can't let this robot dog beat me either. Damn it!
The robot dog will beat you.
Whether or not the robot dog is letting me have my disillusion is completely separate argument from whether or not they'll beat me.
Yeah. So you're jogging and then. So Theo, you're behind Anna?
Yeah, I would.
Can I get you to and
course.
Anna to make me a perception check?
Yeah, okay. For a second, I thought you were going to make me do a reaction roll, and I was like, don't make me do that, dude. Don't make me do that. But you're
I
going
want
to
to say
make me
I'm
do
not
perception.
right behind them.
Yeah.
Just trying
Oh, I see shit all.
15.
So Theo, you don't notice it initially, but Anna, you do.
Does it smell like ozone?
No.
Okay.
You can hear the repeated and heavy footfalls chasing you.
Oh, does that sound like the footfalls of those zombie ogre people that like bend down and run like crazy?
Yo!
Reminiscent of that?
No.
I guess we're fucking running.
You have heard this sound before, though, but it's not the ogres. It's not the zombie ogres. It's hounds.
No!
It's
Judging by
Nope.
actually with the 15 that you rolled, judging by the frequency of them, you're guessing 30 or more.
Ugh.
Theo starts running a lot quicker.
You didn't hear it, Theo.
Shit!
Anna
Didn't
did.
hear it.
I would like scream hounds. Like, there are hounds, we must run. I will
Yet
scream that.
again.
Keeping pace with pacing. Full sprint, dog. Full sprint.
It's like, we're not getting pace K anymore. Bye.
Yeah,
No,
sure
no,
Theo
this
knows.
This is Kay being like, I don't care if I'm exhausted later. My goal is to be on Dog's tail as much as humanly possible. I'm like running. I
See,
run scared. I run faster scared than I do mad, okay?
See, I'm suddenly imagining Kay just like reaching out and grabbing onto Dog's tail and just carrying the extra momentum from that. But it's, you end up like just hoofing it hard, chasing after, like chasing towards the temple, running up, and as you're, the temple is sitting at the top of a large, not mountain per se, but it is definitely comes to a bit of a peak, and then the area like cascading down around it. And as you're getting closer, you start to see the like wooden spiked barricades,
Oh,
where it's like the log across and the line of spikes protruding down the hill.
I call them Pila Morales.
Pila Morales?
Means spear wall. It's a Latin name.
Ah, okay. I'd been looking for like what they're called before, and I kept finding French words for them.
Yeah.
But it's like I don't
Spear
quite-
wall.
Yeah, spear wall.
Spear wall.
But you're running, and I need you to make me dexterity checks.
Oh,
As
just
you're
dexterity. It's my favorite.
as you are trying to weave up through these, and also
Is
to
it
give
my
you guys
dexterity or dog's dexterity?
dogs because you're riding dog, and
So
just to
that
give you a
is-
bit of perspective.
That one?
You should be able to see
Fucking nailed
Yeah.
it.
the
Oh
temple.
no bueno.
You don't have a 3.
That's true.
I hurt myself.
Kay is actively watching as Syl either succeeds or fails because I don't see a dex save
I'm trying to. I don't think I have a thing to roll as dog, so I have to manually.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's fair.
Yeah, but I can't do it.
Regardless, Kay is being majestic as fuck.
I'm the most ungraceful elf ever.
You were ever graceful?
Shut up.
I'm really hoping the hounds were just sent to be like encouragement for our backstory, and that they're not bloodthirsty and out to kill us.
But I'm not.
No,
I'm not
no.
willing to
Not
take
willing
that
to find
risk.
out.
Very fair. That's why I'm running too.
Yeah, just run.
Also, because we spoke of our backstory, we didn't communicate it to the crazy bitch. So yeah. Unless the scout dude did.
I
I'm-
think he heard us.
Yeah.
You don't know.
But
We don't know.
Yeah.
I'd say you didn't
We
ask,
said-
but even if you did ask, he wouldn't have said anything to you.
Honestly, I think she heard the bit too, where I was like, "If we find a portal there, let's just go through it." Like, I'm sure she's
Yeah.
unimpressed with that.
I mean, I actively said that, hey, since I kind of want to know where the portal is in this other place, I need to take a short nap.
Yeah, you sure did.
I publicly announced that
Yes,
I
you
need
did.
to take a nap
Yes, you
so I
did.
can use portal magic. So
Alrighty, so Sylvania has rolled as well, got a 15. Alrighty, so
yo, there's a map.
there is.
Oh no, there's a map.
Yeah, I mentioned to give you guys a bit of perspective of what you're trying to run
Yeah.
up to.
You definitely did.
There are a lot of these walls all over the place.
Now we know what happened to the forest.
I hurt myself.
Yes, you did.
I probably hit one of
Theo-
those fucking things.
Theo, you take 7 points of piercing damage as you're running, and you manage to snag your arm on one of them and take a chunk, and you're trying to hold on as you're like running up this hill towards the temple.
Theo doesn't really know how arms work.
It hurt
Nope.
me.
Anna,
More.
you take 4 points
Thanks.
of.
Hurt me more, Daddy.
You take 4 points of
Did
piercing
you
damage.
just say "hurt me more, Daddy"?
Yes, you did.
Sorry, I'm in a mood.
Oh
Hurt me
my!
more, Daddy.
Step on me is the right
Oh
term.
my!
Wow.
Keep it in. I'm in a mood.
Theo just wants to be impaled. That's really what this is. What I'm getting out of this right now. Like-
Listen, I can't be held responsible for the shit that comes out.
How can't you be held responsible for the shit that goes on? What are you nonsense? Today
I
we
have no
learned
impulse
that-
control.
Today we learned that Theo might swing for all teams. That's what we learned today.
Batting for
friends.
all teams. Yep.
Oh god.
Alrighty.
We
so
don't-
that's carrying on. So you do, Matt, Anna, you'd taken 4 points of piercing damage as you're
Definitely
running in and managed to kind of clip your shoulder on one of the pillars jutting out. And can I get everyone to roll me a perception check as you're running up this hill?
So we're running up this hill. Running up that hill.
This is perception.
Yes.
I
Yeah,
should be good
perception.
at
Okay, he's like, I should be good at that. It gets the lowest. So
that.
Kay,
I mean,
you
I
were more
should be.
Should be. Kay, you were more focused on chasing Sylvania.
And
keeping up with Dog.
avoiding the stupid spike traps because I was
Yes.
majestic as fuck doing that. I'm doing spins and flips.
Wait, and you're chasing after dogs. You're basically like, it's like, oh, dog went this way and didn't die. It's like basically focusing on dog and keeping up with dog and weaving in and around these.
I have
Sylvania,
tunnel
you're
vision
distracted.
for dog backside.
Yes, you're tunnel vision for dog butt. Theo, or not Theo, Sylvania, you are very focused on steering dog through these and not running face first into them. Because while if dog ran into them, he would run into like the bottom frame, you would take a spear to the head. So
Yeah,
you
that sounds
are,
like a good reason to pay attention to dog.
yeah, so you're paying a lot of attention to steering dog. Theo and Anna have already taken a bit of a hit. You're kind of like looking up and focusing on the temple. It's like, how much further do we have to run? And also the dogs that are still rapidly closing in from behind. You can see 2 figures standing up at the temple gate.
Oh. I put my hands up and go, we're friendly, please don't kill us, we're friendly, help!
As you raise your hands and start yelling out to them, you once again see that pillar of light cascade down, hit the temple, and radiate outwards.
Oh god, it's gonna hurt.
Hold it in. Hold it in.
Hold it
Well,
in!
we're living, aren't we?
We're living, but
What
we've
are
also...
you doing as you see this large, basically wall of light rushing towards you?
I don't know, so I do nothing.
Normally I would say close my eyes, but I'm kind of running through like wooden pillars that could stab me, so
I'm
I'm
gonna hit the-
fascinated by dog butt, so
I'm gonna hit the dirt.
Yeah.
You know
I'm
what?
stopping.
I think I'm gonna hit the dirt. Yeah.
I don't
Okay.
want to run into a
Yeah.
Okay.
if blinded.
Probably gonna hurt.
So as this wall of light hits and cascades over you, you feel warmth. It doesn't hurt. But as you kind of like lift your head, like it's still ridiculously bright. You can hear behind you the yelping and howling of the wolves and the pattering of feet turning and scraping away and trying to flee. And then the light recedes.
I pick my
And-
head up.
Oh, go ahead.
I just pick my head up.
You pick your head up.
Glance
Uh,
around.
You're still a little bit like, oh god, that was bright.
Yeah.
Just a sudden change to bright and then sudden
Yeah.
shift back to dark.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, and like trying to like look up. And Sylvania, you were still trying to weave in and around? Or did you stop?
I would at least slow down. So, like, not running, but maybe still walking forward.
Okay.
Unsure if that was actually going to stop the dogs.
So as you're carrying forwards and Kay following along behind, an arrow impales into the ground in front of you.
Now I'm stopping.
So you stop as soon as the arrow hits?
Yep. That's a good sign of stop.
I'm so going to be running into the back of Sylvania and Dog, aren't I?
You 100% are. Roll me a dex save.
Which one of us?
Kay.
Probably Kay. Yeah.
I'm going to trip and then vault over top of Dog and Sylvania. I'm just going to be like, wait, you stopped! Hands on Syl's shoulders and whoop!
Okay. You land in front. You land in front and look up just in time to watch the archer knocking another arrow and drawing it back, pointed at you.
Jeez! What did I do? I'm literally gonna vault, and then I'm gonna be like, sort of crouched, because I'm gonna vault, stick the landing, because I rolled magnificently.
You did.
And then I'm gonna be like, ah! Like, yo! Rude!
I'm just gonna
I mean
get up.
no harm, I swear!
I'm gonna get up on my knees with my hands up and be like, wait, please don't fire!
And as you're like, kind of like, huh? A voice calls out, "Halt! Who goes there?"
In what language?
Common.
We're halting. We're halting.
We're
I am
travelers
no-
that inadvertently came here, and things are trying to kill us, and this pillar of light was apparently seemed safer than not near the pillar of light, so we came here. I'm sorry, don't kill me.
I'm gonna get up really slowly and edge toward, like, slowly edge, like, crouch down and be like, we fucked up, we jumped through a portal, and we are very lost. We've been chased by wolves and seen crazy bat things
And boggarts and
And,
zombie trolls
and nearly died to zombie trolls.
Another arrow embeds into the ground in front of you.
And we were just really hoping that maybe you could be friends and not try to kill us.
You hear a second voice kind of talking to the first one. It's like, I don't like this. I don't trust him. We just kill him and be done with it.
You know, you could just kill everything, but the story is true. We jumped through a portal like a bunch of idiots.
And the first boy...
It wasn't an idiotic... I'm gonna turn on Theo, because I'm gonna be like, it wasn't stupid, it was the best bet, they were going to kill us, what did you want?
That's very true. Yeah, see, they were going to kill us. But we're just a couple people, a bunch of people that just need a little bit of help. Just a little bit of help, and we'll get out of your hair.
Just like a night's rest and pointed in the direction of out of this creepy place would be more than sufficient.
The first voice is kind of like, you may approach, but keep your hands where I can see them. Orbiter can decide what to do with you.
Yep.
Kay is going to stand up and walk, but he's going to be like, hey,
Kay, please stop being your little shit self.
I'm sorry, I'm just happy there's someone nicer here who doesn't want to kill me, okay?
I'm sorry. What was that? Someone nice? Anyway.
I don't know, someone who's not completely a dick sometimes. Like, jeez. It's mad at me for wandering off. Like, Kay's like happy yelling. Like the sarcastic family yell that you do when you're like having a fake argument. But like at Theo. because I'm like, I'm just happy they're not trying to kill me, okay?
Well, that still stands. They
That
did
still stands to
fire
reason.
3 arrows at us. What was the name that was said?
We didn't. Did
Or
we?
yeah, you started yelling, so Kay probably didn't hear. But
Yeah.
the name was Orbidir.
Or
Orbadir.
because that's something that Theo would pay attention
Because
to.
that's a name.
That's a name.
So-
the temple itself, getting a bit better look at it. First off, the ground around the temple is charred with radiant burns, and after having witnessed the pillar of light, you kind of get an idea as to why.
Mm-hmm.
Corpses and skeletons lay broken and scattered. The temple itself looks to be made of kind of a weird conglomeration of ivory and silver.
Ooh.
And the whole temple has an unnatural, like, white glow to it.
I can't touch the temple.
The structure is odd. The walls start out a bit more narrow and protrude out, as if someone took a pyramid and flipped it upside down and then bedded the top chunk in the ground. And then sitting atop it is a curved dome that, while the corners of the upper area protrude out, the circle does extend past the flats of the walls.
It's an umbrella that's very poorly designed.
More or less. So as you were approaching, Kay,
Not waving.
a bit more excitedly.
Just, hey! Like, my hands are up in the air, but my expression is like I'm at a rave. Not that I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm actually like, which is kind of creepy, but
Yeah, a
like,
little bit.
you get the
I'm
point.
sorry, can you make that facial expression and just hold it for like 5 seconds? Just hold it for
Fun.
5 seconds. Yeah, let's just get that screen cap right there. Yeah, that's a good day.
All right, so now that everyone's had their evidence of what Kay looks like when he's excited, he's not going to die.
Oh, my computer is hitching from what? There we go.
Your computer is hitching from my smile. Great. I'm so happy for your computer. That
No,
knows when
it was
to
hitching.
not.
It was hitching from trying to open a program.
To screenshot my face.
Oh, just paste the screenshot I already took of the face. So as you get close to the temple, you're able to start making out some figures, and like your eyes are kind of like readjusting to the level of light. The first human, or the first person who used to be human, male, standing about 6.5 feet tall, heavy plate armor, polished to a shine. It encases his body, and his face is hidden mostly behind his helmet's visor. He has a large tower shield in one hand, the symbol of a sun, sharp-pointed beams protruding out from the center, decorating the face of the shield. And in his other hand, he holds a large mace, gripped tightly as you approach. Very much ready to attack if needed.
These fuckers are all paladins, aren't they?
The second looks to be a slimmer half-elf, wearing leather armor. Not quite scrawny, but definitely not overly muscular. He's about 5 feet tall. His hair is cut short, and he has a very angular face. He has a short bow in hand and a quiver of arrows hanging from his hip. A single arrow is once again notched onto the string. He doesn't have it drawn at the moment, but he has his hand ready to draw if needed. His eyes are kind of darting back and forth between you and the armored figure. The figure kind of looks like, Merrick, keep vigilant watch while I bring these strangers to Orbidir. And he turns to you and with the mace kind of waves for you to follow him inside. And he pushes open the door to the temple.
Dumb question.
Thank you so much.
Question for the DM. Do
Answer
I have
from
the
the
magical rock in my pocket still?
It's in your
tell me
backpack,
magic-
but yes.
Rock right now.
Okay, no, I just wanted to know because I don't actually have it written down still. I think I might have deleted it from my inventory. So I wanted to remember because I'm like, I don't think I got rid of that. That was incredibly useful.
Yeah, you still have it.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, the little
I
the little rock that turns into a boulder, or that
Yes.
turns into the illusion of a boulder.
yes, but that's good enough.
Yeah. So as you pass through the large stone doors into the temple, let's make sure we put you on the right floor. You should be able to see that.
No, it
That
looks
one
so
has.
fancy
Pretty fancy.
and monochromatic.
Oh, your map making skills are so much better than mine.
It's like he's been DMing for years.
At least one.
Yeah, we've been here for that long.
I know. Actually, we are coming up on almost a year for just this campaign.
Oh.
Yeah,
It's
September
September, right?
1st was our first session for this campaign.
Oh God.
I know. You've almost survived a year.
Almost survived a year.
So as you pass through the large stone doors into the temple, inside the inside is made of polished gray stone, almost marble-like in pattern. You're not sure whether is this gray because that's what the stone is, or is that gray because we're in the Shadowlands? Especially considering the only color you've seen up to this point was Ithariel's dress and eyes.
Right.
In case you guys hadn't noticed that Ithariel had a red dress and blue eyes.
Mm-hmm.
There's two large statues standing before you on either side of a cloth-draped table, appearing to be paladins of some sort, large shields held up in front of them. Beyond them lay three large tables, a few people sitting at them. One is an elf reading. The other is a dwarf, and there's two of them. A dwarf and a human that are currently playing cards. And they stop as you come in, and their gaze kind of settles on you, kind of tracking you as you're led towards the back, towards the stairwell back here. And as you're walking, the dwarf kind of pipes up. Oi, Thimold! You never told me you were bringing guests. If you had, I'd have worn me fancy knickers. And the stout dwarf kind of laughs. The hair atop their head is shaved short, but he's got plenty of silvery white beard to make up for it.
His beard matches Theo's head.
Yeah, more braids. But the
That can be changed. We can braid Theo's hair.
the person escorting you through doesn't pay him any mind. As you ascend the stairs, at the back of the room as well, you see 4 doors along the wall that are just along this back wall. It's not letting me repeatedly ping. That's fine. And upon the floor, you also see that star-shaped pattern, which is the same as what you saw in the guy's shield as well. As you go up a floor... Oh, did I put the thing back where it's supposed to
I'm
be?
sorry. What was the name that dwarf threw out? Theordic?
The Thimold.
Thimold.
Thimuld. Thimold. And you're brought up here, and I suppose I should probably just move your... I also need to grab Thimold. Although, less relevant. Mostly it's just because you're going to potentially be exploring through here. But as you... Thimold leads you up. Is he appearing? There we go. He takes you up and he brings you back this way. Kind of guiding you along, just bringing the whole group. And as you reach the corner Yep, Thimold's getting dragged off. Wow, Roll20 is being slow tonight.
Yeah. Only
Yeah, it's like I click
tiny
and
portions loaded.
There we go.
I
Oh.
blame the thunder and lightning.
Yeah.
the tiny portion being loaded is intentional.
Oh, perfect. Never mind.
But it's like
Yeah,
I
we
click
can-
and drag, and it's like you need to wait 3 to 5 seconds before we'll actually move. But
Yes.
as you're around the corner, you can see down the hall, and there's a couple doors along the way. But then what goes to the first door here. Once again, like making sure that you're following along. And he goes and he knocks, gives a couple of large or very sturdy knocks on the door, and he's like, "Orbidir, some guests have come to the temple. They do not appear to be of this land." And there's silence for a moment. It's like, "Ah, come in!" And so Thimold opens up the door. And get out from the wall, you schmuck.
No, that's where he wants to live.
So as you you step through the door, you can see this gray-haired, like muscular human male. His hair is combed back and hangs just above his shoulders. He's got a curly white beard that wraps around his chin. Despite his visible age, his very muscular figure, his very upright posture gives a very strong presence of authority. And he places his hands on the desk and stands up, sliding his chair back, and you realize that he's just slightly shorter than Thimold, at just over 6 feet, which kind of still adds to his very imposing figure.
I mean, he's taller than everyone else in the party,
Yep.
so...
And he looks at Thimold's like, "Thank you, Thimold. Return to your post." And Thimold nods and turns and walks away, returning downstairs. And he's just kind of like, looks to all of you, and he's kind of like motions in. It's like, "Stand there, let me get a look at you." And is Anna just like,
Yep.
Kay's like, okay, I'm tired of lifting my hands, so I'm just gonna like flop my hands down, be like, sure, why not?
yeah. So you all kind of pile in kind of close to each other, except for Anna, who's like,
Yeah.
but he walks past, kind of looking you each over, and goes and he sits back down at his desk and elf, human, gnome, goblin. Strange group, though not the strangest I've seen. None of you are native to the Shadowlands. How's it you've come to be here?
By accident.
Honestly, it was a dumb mistake.
I mean,
It takes a pretty dumb
was-
mistake to wander into the Shadowlands.
Well, it was jump through the portal or
Or be eaten by a giant alligator monster.
and a bunch
Portal
of lizard
seemed-
men.
Portal seemed like the better of the two options.
A portal, you say? And on this side, a way back?
No. We came
no,
through.
It was in ruins. We're not entirely sure how we managed to end up there in the first place.
Dumb
good.
luck.
The fewer ways these creatures have to enter the material plane, the better. So what brings you to our doorstep?
The
Well-
pillar of light was very distracting, and we could see it while we were trying to survive. And it seemed to make the things that were trying to kill us scared. So we were kind of attracted to this location.
Yeah, we learned really quick. Don't turn on the light.
Or in our case, just turn it on very bright.
Yes, well, if you're able to turn it on very bright.
That is a very cool trick. If you could possibly teach one of us that would be amazing.
I don't know if we can do it on the same level of scale.
I don't care if it's the same scale, but if I can even mimic it on a smaller scale.
Kay
I don't
pulls
know
out
if it's, I don't know if it's
bioluminescent
something per
lantern.
se that can be taught.
If you can show me the mechanism, I'm good at recreating things.
Sorry, my friend here is very, very, very curious about all things mechanical. Um,
We appreciate you guys for like taking us in and not killing us, though. That was really awesome of you.
yes, it was a little bit disturbing when we got shot at, but thank you very much for withholding. Very much to your men for withholding fire. It was a bit of
Considering
a
the frequency of the attacks we endure, you can't blame us for being hesitant.
Considering the nights we've had here, no, it makes perfect sense. No, that's completely understandable.
If I was in your spot, I would have probably shot at us too. So
I mean,
can't really blame.
I'm sorry.
As the archer of the party, I definitely would have shot at us too. So like, we get you. We get you, fam.
I'm very sorry. I think you have us at a disadvantage, though. As grateful as we are to have stumbled upon you, who are you guys exactly?
I am Orbidir, leader of this segment of the Acolytes of Light.
The Acolytes of Light, you say?
Yes.
I'm not very familiar with the Acolytes of Light.
We are worshippers of the god Solar.
Oh.
And it is our righteous duty to spread his light throughout the world.
Hey, DM.
Yes.
Can I do a history check and see if I know anything about Solar?
Sure. And that'd be more a religion check rather than a history check.
Okay, I'll do a religion check.
Oh, can I do one too?
I think we're just gonna, as the party, unanimously, more or less.
As everyone starts throwing dice to see who can figure out religion. Okay, you keep rolling.
Why does it? I'm clicking once.
It's because Roll20 is being laggy, so occasionally it'll double process.
Oh, good. So
we just take the first one. It's a 12.
Well, so I know of Solar, and that's about it.
Yeah, you know of Solar. You've heard of the god Solar. Theo, you know that Solar is considered one of the major gods.
Okay.
And Solar is the god of the sun.
Yeah. Where is he mostly worshipped?
He's worshipped all over the place. He is one that, like there are different groups that often worship him. Farmers, as an example, often worship like Shantea as well as Solar because the two of them coincide and work together to be able to promote growth of crops and all that kind of stuff. There also tends to be groups that they have more of a like those who try and hide from the sun are heathens kind of mentality.
Ah, okay. So I would recognize his temple if I was back in Annah, is what you're saying.
They actually do not have a temple within. They do not have this style of temple within Annah. There are temples to Solar within Annah, but not of this particular style.
But these guys are like super zealots. Gats it. Which I think we'd established before, but I'm just gonna pretend like I didn't know that.
Yeah. When you were talking with Gogrick, he had mentioned that they were more of a extremist type of group.
Solar. I know a little bit of Solar. I did not know he sent people into crazy dark realms.
It is mostly due to the fact of we have had issues of them leaving here and assaulting our lands, so we have in turn taken the fight back to them.
Oh. Truly? Whereabouts would they... I'm very sorry. I'm just very curious because I don't think I've ever heard of crazed shadowhounds appearing in that. You'd think that would be news. Is it just in a particular location that they've appeared in, or?
They've appeared
once in a while.
They've appeared in many locations across the world. We have entered through... Oh, fuck, where did I put them in?
It's a forward operating base.
Yeah.
Yeah, more or less.
Hey.
It's like they've come through in many regions of the world, and so we have spread our forces. We have managed to at least take root in many of the regions within this shadow realm, and we have, while fighting with severe what's the word I'm thinking of? With severe resistance, we still find that the existence of this realm itself is an affront to Solar. And it is our duty as the acolytes of Solar to have it purged.
Oh, I've noticed the burnt marks on the floor
The fact that this
on the
realm,
outside.
the fact that this realm reacts in such aggressive, not even aggressive. What's the fucking word I'm trying to think of?
That word, that means it hurts, yo.
Yeah, more or less. Is so adversely affected by Solar's light is proof enough that this realm must be destroyed.
That's quite the undertaking to destroy an entire realm of beasts and gobbledygoos.
It most certainly is. But that is our righteous duty, and so we will uphold it.
I imagine then that... I'm sorry, but is it... I saw a few people... It's just the few of you out here? Do you have a connection back to our... We're... Kind
Home.
of... Yeah.
Is there a way
Can I go
to
home
leave
now?
this plane?
Yeah. It seems like a lonely existence to just walk into a shadow realm. Although, I'm not saying that it's not for a worthy cause, just saying that,
Very few people choose to come to a place like this.
So it's a lot like taking the post up in the north in the middle of a snowstorm, if you get what I'm saying.
We are not the only ones here. There are other stations scattered throughout the Shadow Realms.
Oh. Oh.
We are granted a smaller outpost due to heavy losses that we have incurred. However, we are also one that has managed to lay severe waste to one of their major cities, one of their major establishments, and have managed to chase a large number of the denizens from this land.
Oh.
So
That must have...
it was by no means a small undertaking, and not one without loss.
I was going to say, that must have been a large undertaking.
But our job is not done. We do receive reinforcements.
I'm sorry, say that last part again? You do need reinforcements?
We do receive reinforcements, though
You receive reinforcements.
we need them as well.
I imagine they... how do they get here?
We are able to open a portal to the material plane.
Ah, all right then.
That is how
interesting.
we regain supplies and new troops arrive.
Oh, that's interesting.
Happen to be two-way, and we can go that way the next time you make one.
Do you wish to leave?
Preferably.
Not without saying thank you, of course, and
I'll be perfectly honest. We're exhausted. It's a little nuts out there. If you're open to it...
Are you tainted?
What? I'm not
What
sure
does
what
that mean?
What do you mean?
And he goes and he stands up, and he's got like these like kind of like large like pulled like shoulder plates on, and he goes and he pulls one off, and you can see that black taint writhing from his one chest up and over his shoulder, Are you
That looks
tainted?
unpleasant.
That
Sylvania, you're breathing
looks-
very heavily into your mic again.
that does, yes. So I would agree that looks very unpleasant.
And he goes
It's
and
a
he
little
puts the
familiar.
plate back over. So I ask again,
my
are you
honor.
tainted?
Maybe? I don't
I
know.
don't-
How does one get
We've
tainted?
kind of been on the run since we've been here.
And when I say run, I mean we've been running for a while. We tried it. Well, we kind of attempted to fight our creature, realized how pointless that was, and then kept running.
So, how do you get tainted?
It
Does
is
it just happen?
It is passed primarily through the denizens of this land.
Oh.
I mean, then there's likely a solid chance we're tainted.
I don't think so. When I say we talked about combat, mostly I attempted to throw some spells and you attempted to throw your. There was that time that Syl did her magic surge and shrunk your bow.
Yeah, and my weapons.
Yes,
Olive knife.
that kind of keeps us from, wanting to make direct contact with these creatures.
That doesn't mean we weren't bitten.
Do you remember getting bitten, Kay?
I mean, I don't remember what I had for breakfast this morning.
I can assure you that he did not get bitten. We ran the whole way.
I don't know. Let's err on the side of maybe? Because that's where I'm going with it. I don't know.
I promise you.
As a
Theo,
metagaming
roll-
point of note, Kay doesn't know because it's on his back. And that's something we've established, but as I said, Kay forgets things. So
Theo, roll me a deception check at disadvantage.
Disadvantage!
Oh.
you're
because
the one blatantly lying to him.
And Kay is also kind of blowing your cover.
Oh, I'm
Disadvantage
absolutely
is
blowing
okay.
your cover
Yeah,
because
thanks
I'm
for
like,
blowing my cover, Kay.
there is no reason to be lying about this.
The nat one.
Absolutely no reason.
The nat one. He stops and he's just kind of like, I am disinclined to believe you, and I do not appreciate liars in my midst.
Well,
So I give you this warning, and I will ask you once more. Are you tainted?
Currently unsure, but we could check. Because if it looks like that, it should be easy to check, right?
He kind of nods to you.
So we should just check and make this super simple, and either we are or we aren't, and we deal with it from there, right?
it depends on what we mean by deal with it.
I mean,
Well,
I don't think I'm
he's
tainted.
I have a
planning
que-
on killing us, because he has taint.
Well,
so...
are you planning on killing us?
That depends on you.
You're not just going to kill us if we have some of that, though.
Those of us who fight here all have it.
Okay, well.
Okay, so
Oh.
it doesn't seem like a thing where that you'd kill us for that. It just means there might be extra steps to getting home, right?
Precisely. If you wish to leave, we will not let you leave with the taint, so we must absolve it first before we can allow you to leave.
Oh, so you know how to do that. So that seems reasonable. So let's just check and see if we have it. Because that looks painful, and I probably don't want to keep it, even if I do have it and don't know yet.
So how are people just like,
Oh, Kay is absolutely doing the. It's
I-
not on my front. Can someone check my back? Like, actually, just like lifting up his like shirt awkwardly to be like, Sil, do I have the weird shit?
Syl's
I
down
look
here.
like up shirt and be like,
Sil is on
Shit.
dog still.
I just say
Oh.
shit.
Well, that sounds rather unfortunate. I think that's a +1 for the taint stuff for me, I think.
I'll be perfectly honest, I'm rather uncomfortable getting undressed in a public place.
Kay is absolutely going to walk up to Theo, go, "Hmm." Yeah, he got it too.
Where did that come from?
I remember that a couple sessions ago I got it, but I don't remember where I found it on my body.
Did I write that down?
I remember Kay's being on his back because I remember someone seeing it, but it wasn't me.
Yeah, that was also the time that we determined that Kay has a smiley face birthmark above his left ass cheek.
That's right.
Yeah.
This is also true. It's a birthmark, not a tattoo, for anyone who has any ideas of drawing that.
I apparently did not write down where, but it's safe to assume that you do. But we'll I'll take a flip through the last session and figure out where it was.
So I'll like look around and eventually find the thing I already knew was there and be like, ah, fuck.
So to assume Anna probably has it too.
So Anna's gonna make a really big show about like blatantly like having everyone look at like legs and feet and butts. Like I want to make it look like I have nothing to hide, so I'm doing a really thorough job. And then when I get to the shoulders, I'm wondering if I think it was like my right shoulder that has
Yeah, it's your
taint
right
on it,
shoulder.
the back or whatever. I don't know how big it is, but I'm wondering if I could have Beanard kind of be on the taint and me sort of like flip around real quick while then like really showing off the shoulder that doesn't have taint to make it look like I'm not trying to hide it.
Because Anna's absolutely trying to hide it.
Beanard is smaller than the area of taint that is covering your shoulder.
All right.
Damn it. No, just have Beanard sting the fuck out of you.
No.
No, Mel already was getting stung by Beanard earlier for walking through
So it
shell.
should be red and swollen.
It is not pleasant on the taint.
Is anything present on the taint, really?
Yes, light pressure.
Oh.
All right, Beanard. Okay, I'm still gonna try it, even if Beanard is bigger than the area.
You mean the area's bigger than Beanard? Okay,
Or yeah, sorry, that's what I meant. Yeah.
roll me a performance check.
Oh no, that one's bad. Yeah, it's only a 6.
You
Got advantage though.
kind of like show the one shoulder and quickly try and turn to show the other one, and Orbiter kind of walks up and kind of like grabs your shoulder and like pulls back the other one and just like taps on your shoulder.
Well, I thought none of us got bit.
And he goes and he like sits
Are there-
back down at his desk and
Are there bugs in this place? Do we all just have really bad mosquito bites?
as far as you're aware, you hadn't seen any bugs. But you don't know.
I don't know.
Is there taint on Beanard?
There is not.
Woohoo! Let my bee go, please.
Beanard can go free. Everyone else is stuck here.
Yeah.
But you he kind of looks at you. It's like, And he's like looking at your taint. He's like, as long as you're tainted, we can't let you go through the portal. It can be cured, but doing so takes resources we currently don't have, and likely won't until our next batch of supplies comes in.
So, do we hang
We're
out?
just hanging out for a
Do
while.
we pay off the debt? I can man a wall and shoot arrows at things from a distance.
I actually can do a little bit of radiant magic.
I am
just a little
very
bit, though.
good at making and fixing things.
I have
Actually,
a bee.
yes, our friend is very good. Yeah, I have bee.
Everyone's got good work skills.
It's like, I can
No,
make bugs! Suddenly
never-
spiders.
Never undersell your soft skills. Your soft skills are the most important thing.
You can make alcohol. Come on.
Yeah, you can make alcohol.
It's the most important of priorities.
If you want to get through the portal and get back home, you need us to cure the blight. So in exchange, we are going to have you work for it. As I said, the resources are coming, but resources aren't free and aren't cheap. especially here.
I can imagine. All right then.
Like, as why we're informing you of the things we're good at so we can help in our very unique and individualistic ways. So that we don't have to go out into the spooky dark place again.
Perfect. Get Merrick to show you around the temple, and he'll keep an eye on you for tonight. I'll consider what to do with you by morning. Keep out of trouble. Go back down the stairs and talk to Merrick. He should be at the entrance with Thimold.
We thank you for your time.
Yes, sir! Captain, sir! In the most exaggeratedly terrible military salute possible.
I
It's
pushed
not-
Kay out the door.
Kay's gonna get you all killed one of these days.
Yeah.
I mean, or Kay's gonna get Kay killed one of these days.
Also possible.
More likely, let's be honest. If I'm dead, half of Theo's problems go away.
Only half.
Actually, probably... I think it's probably about 60% of Theo's problems go away. The other 40% are literally tied to the chains that are bound to Theo.
Theo's life would become less interesting.
That's for sure. I am definitely the most interesting part of Theo's life right now.
I was gonna say
one of these days,
this is what-
Kay is gonna get himself killed, and
I
it's
think
probably gonna be
you're
at the hands of Theo.
1/3 of the, or 1/4 of what's interesting in Theo's life. There's still Anna, and there's still Sylvania.
Yeah, but when you adopt a child, somehow the child consumes your life.
And Soul.
Whether you want them to or not, they exist and you're taking care of them. Or they're taking care of you. Like Kay has done.
Alrighty, so as you exit the office and are now all back out in the hall, whenever Roll20 finally...
Kay is going to go downstairs as instructed and talk to Merrick, and be like, hey, so the boss man dude guy upstairs says I'm supposed to go to you for instructions on being useful.
We're
helping.
We want to leave, but we have the taint, so we can't leave, so we're waiting for resources. So is there some place you can have us rest up before we potentially lend our services to your little outpost in the morning?
And as you're like blathering this all out to him, you can just watch Merrick's eyes fill with like, what the fuck?
Yeah, sorry.
And he's like,
yeah, our life is messed up too.
Wait, he wants me to watch over you? Like,
Yep.
hell.
And he wants you to show us around the temple.
Yeah.
Lucky day.
And you just watch this like, and like Thimble kind of pipes up. It's just like, Orbiter's orders.
Was Thimble the
big guy?
Dwarf, the dwarf that was like gambling?
No, he's the half elf.
Oh, there's the guys that are at the front door.
Yeah, Thimble is the big guy in armor that was at the front door.
Oh, the big guy. Yeah.
Yeah, that escorted you upstairs.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Merrick was the other one at the front door.
Yeah, I thought we went. Yeah, I thought we went and talked. We're talking to Merrick.
Yeah, you guys are currently like
right at the door.
Somewhere around there.
We're like, sup.
Sup.
You're our babysitter.
And he's just like, oh bloody hell.
Just for reference, is Merrick cute? By the standard definitions of cute.
Are we going there? I suppose. You know what? It is session 20. We haven't gotten a romance started yet.
I just need to ask because this is an important thing to know.
This is important. Is Merrick cute?
He has very angular chin. He's it's a very slender face.
But chiseled expressions, he's got that sharp jawline with angles, or is it more of the my jawline that's just very nicely curved and smooth but still point? I need to know these things.
for science.
More of a more like angled,
Okay.
like more of a harsh angle to it. By
And then
standard
he-
definitions, odds or evens.
Evens.
He's not your type.
The problem is K is probably everyone's type.
K
So
is
the fact
everyone's
that
type.
he- Yes.
Theo, apparently K is your type because K is everyone's type.
No,
That is a no. That
it's
is
more
a
of
hard.
everyone is K's type, but because K doesn't really care.
I really don't. Yeah.
See, my mind
This
just
is what
goes
I
back
get.
to a very sick burn that Mel did on me a while ago. we were chatting we were chatting while we were playing League of Legends, and we got talking about people's type, and I made the offhanded comment of, it's like, I have a type. Although my problem is usually the type of person I'm interested in isn't interested in me, and Mel, without skipping a beat, is like, is your type everyone?
It's like, yeah, I don't know where that came from. I felt like an asshole.
And it was like, hot damn.
because I don't mean that.
Yeah, that's why.
It's like, I had to give kudos to Mo for that sick fucking burn. She saw the opportunity as I opened that door and slammed it in my face.
That shade though is so on
You
point.
know who your friends are.
Yeah, sorry, buddy.
Oh, I think it was
Sorry.
hilarious.
Sorry, not
You
sorry.
know, sorry, not sorry.
Regardless, yeah, K's not overly picky, but I
Saw it
mean,
opening and I took it.
but he likes people who are good looking. So if they're not good looking, he's not gonna try anything. But I just needed to inquire.
Yeah, he doesn't strike your particular physical fancy.
But maybe as a person.
Possibly.
Did you talk to
I
him?
mean, we might bond over shooting things with arrows,
Possibly.
which is secretly my goal because I don't have many archer friends.
Yeah, we all saw how well Theo fired an arrow. So as you walk into the like Merrick kind of like huffs as Thimble reminds him that it's Orbiter's orders, and so he steps into the hall, like kind of waving you to follow him. And as you do, he kind of like turns around and like once the door is closed, he turns and looks at you. It's like, let's get one thing straight. I don't know who you all are, but to give me bad feelings. I don't trust you, so don't try anything weird, all right?
We could start with, sharing names. Hello, I'm Theo. This is Annah. This is Kay. And this is Sylvania. There,
And
now
I'm
you
Merrick.
know our names.
You know my name. And see, at that point, he kind of like huffs and like turns around. He like walks towards the table in here. No, I'm not gonna bother moving them because Roll20 is being really, really slow for trying to move anything.
Sunday night.
Yep. So he leads you over and to the two that are sitting at the dwarf and the human that are sitting at the table. And points to the dwarf. It's like, the dwarf is Volgir, and the human is Ehrman.
Vogue and Ehrman?
Vorgir?
Vorgir.
Yeah. And Ehrman. And they kind of like look at you and kind of give a wave as they keep playing cards.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in for next. I shout as I go continue on with Merrick.
I'm in for next. What?
Because they're gambling, right?
Oh,
playing
okay. Now I get what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah.
They kind of the dwarf kind of chuckles and continues playing. Merrick points to the doors at the back of the hall. It's like, oh shoot, where am I? Back here are some of the bedrooms, and he kind of motions to the doors at the back of the hall, and he points to Kay and Theo. It's like, you two will be in this one, and he points to the one on the far right.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, you'll be rooming with me and Vic. And then he starts walking up the stairs, and don't dawdle.
Oh. I'm sorry, who's Vic?
The human or
Nope.
the dwarf?
Neither.
The
As
elf.
you're like, who's Vic? He's just like, Vic's a half-orc. He's sleeping right now. Don't disturb him or you'll be in a world of hurt. So he leads you up to the second floor. Can I? And so he... that wasn't right there. There. And so he takes you along kind of the similar path you had been on before. Taking you down here. It's like, you've already seen Arbiter's office.
Mm-hmm. Yep, we're acquainted.
And then he gets to the next door, which is like down here. There we go. To the next door here. And he kind of walks up and he knocks on it. It's like, this one's the kitchen and forge. And as he knocks through the door, and after a couple moments, you hear very heavy footfalls approaching the door and open it. Beyond the door stands a very large orc female. Very rigid bottom jaw and a mean scowl. Her ample bosom is covered by a gray shirt, and over that is a long stained apron with the words "Kiss the Cook" stitched into it. And she just scowls down at him. It is not your lunch yet. Leave. And then closes the door in his face. Like, as he's trying to, like, wait, it's like, close the door in his face, and just, you hear the footfalls, boom, 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 as they're walking away from the door. He's like, that's Cran, our cook and smith.
Is that an open invitation on her apron?
Are you going through something right now, Kay?
Yeah,
It's
where
called
is this
puberty.
coming from? Has the accelerated time here just put your head out of whack?
I haven't had time to myself recently, okay?
Poor Anna. And the best thing is, if I'm pretty sure the case said that, Anna would, it would just like over Anna's head.
Well, at most, I'm thinking holding hands, right?
Thinking holding hair.
By himself?
Well, just
Is that what
like-
Anna does? Just
Yeah, you know, because when you want a little.
That's what
You
your
do.
last name is Mayport.
Well, it's not make porn,
No,
so...
it's Mayport. Anna Mayport.
Yep. Yeah, for anyone who has not yet caught on to this little tidbit, Anna's character's full name is Anime Porn.
Yeah. Good times.
I really appreciate the running joke there.
Oh, yeah.
Because it doesn't work in this universe at all,
No,
because
it
anime
doesn't.
doesn't exist.
No, what? It's just a normal name, guys. I
Yeah,
don't know what
exactly.
you're talking about.
Anna.
And I like to spend time alone for no apparent reason.
Of course not.
Either with people or by myself. Don't judge me, Anna. Sometimes you just need a little me time.
It's gotta hold your own hand. I understand.
Oh, good times. So
Okay,
as
we got
as Cran had slammed the door and kind of hunkers away, he's like, "That's Cran, our cook and smith.
Cook and Smith. That's a unique skill set.
When you got limited space, you do what you can with the limited space you got.
I suppose.
She's very good at what she does.
I
So,
figured.
She's good at kissing. Good to know.
He leads you down to the bottom end here. If it let me select. No, stop doing.
It's fine.
Funny.
Bottom
Roll.
left.
Stop.
Come on,
There
roll
we go.
20.
Actually, I think I'm just
Oh,
gonna
look.
refresh
Hallway.
my page as a whole. But yeah, so you see the hallway. There's a couple more doors along the way, and he points to the first door, and where is it? This is the meditation room. The door's closed. Like it is now, don't even think of disturbing whoever's inside.
Do someone inside? Someone's inside.
If the door's closed, yes.
Oh,
Sorry, what room was this?
meditation.
Oh,
The bottom left
medit-
room is the meditation room.
Thank you. I heard something else.
Not the masturbation room.
No, I heard visitation. Thank you.
Visitation.
No, the
Who
meditation
comes
room.
to this realm to visit? That would make
don't-
it.
Go in there.
What is the word for prisoners that they get the special time alone with their significant other?
Yeah, the
Those kind of visits, the special visits.
I have no idea.
I've
never been in prison,
while
so I
I look
wouldn't
it
know.
up. Well, clearly I have.
Clearly. He just didn't have any loved ones to come and visit him, so he doesn't know the name.
No.
It's a conjugal visit.
Okay.
All right.
As he gets to the next room, it's like, this is one of our storage rooms. And then keeps on walking. It's like, and as he gets around the corner, nope, refreshing the page did not speed up the process at all. Oh god, roll 20, why do you gotta be like this? That room. There's a door there, and he's like, so is this next one? And then when he gets to the last room of the hall, he turns and he points to Annah and Sylvania. And he's like, and this will be your room. And he knocks on the door. And the door opens and there's a high elf standing there, looking over the group. She stands about 5 feet or 5.5 feet tall. Her hair is tied back into a braided ponytail, and she's wearing a black sleeveless shirt, and just like baggy black pants. Her arms are pale, but also very muscular. Though her left arm, from the fist almost to the elbow, just shy of the elbow, bears the mark of Avascalis. And she looks over like, oh, we have guests. I assume the girls are staying here with us. And Merrick kind of nods and she's like, good, I'll let Cran know. Carry on. And she reaches behind the door and picks up a heavy-looking sack and just kind of one hand flings it up and over her shoulder and walks away.
Based on Jamie's expression, I'm going to assume Theo is not attracted to muscular elves.
Or doesn't trust high elves.
Maybe it's a high elf problem. Who knows?
I don't know, Theo, what is the problem?
No problem.
I'm just putting words into people's mouths today.
I know.
This is fun.
No problem.
And as you
What's her
round...
name?
She turns around as she's walking away. It's like, I'm Tassareem.
Nice to meet you.
And she walks off, and you see her head down the stairs as you round the corner, and he motions to the large double doors that are right here at right by the top of the stairs.
Yeah.
And he's like, and this is the training room. Orbit will probably have you in there tomorrow. And he's kind of like stops and he walks down to down to the end of the hall here, and kind of there's like a small like circular window in the wall.
Mm-hmm.
And kind of like looks out and it's going to be about that time. He walks back up and he leads you back, or he points to Annah and Sylvania. And it's like, well, that room's yours for the night. Get yourself comfy. We're going to be, it's like, our round's almost wrapping up. Our cycle. Oh, yeah, cycles. I should probably explain that. So
You're referring to the day, and Kay is immediately going to be like, you're going to refer to how day and night takes like significantly less time because we figured that out.
8 hours. So we sleep one day, then we're up for the next 2. First is day off, second is on duty, third we sleep. We rotate through, so
Okay.
we always got people on guard. I suppose with the 4 of you, though, that might shake up a bit. But either way, sleep now, and nobody will get all the cycles sorted out in the morning.
All right then.
And so you've got probably about half an hour before the cycle ends, so put your stuff in the rooms, do what you need, stay out of trouble. I need to go back and talk to Thimbled. And
Alrighty.
he walks off, leaving the 4 of you standing in the hall. What are you doing?
Where was the boys' room? Did I completely like miss that?
Yeah, you were
We're
first
down-
floor,
we're-
far right corner.
Yeah, we're downstairs. There, DM, there
Okay,
was
that's
one
fine.
door that he didn't lead us down, correct?
This one is the
That's the kitchen.
Yeah.
Meditation room.
Yeah.
Storage.
Storage, girls room,
Training room.
training room, office. So, and there's
There's
and,
nothing.
Those
yeah,
are all the
and-
rooms on this floor.
and if we go back to the first floor,
Do. Roll 20. Stop being a dingus.
all right then. So there's a room here.
Yep,
Which is
that's the guy's room. That's where you guys are
That's
staying.
the
Okay,
and we
that's where I'm
we
crashing.
and we don't know what this room. We know that these are bedrooms, but we don't know what is behind these walls.
Correct. Yeah.
'Kay.
He said that the rooms along the back here are bedrooms.
They're all bedrooms. Okay. A very simple building. I'm gonna do a quick detect magic.
Detect magic.
Yeah. As I'm making my way back downstairs.
I mean, since we're alone, can I do the detect portal bit?
Yes, you can. And so, I need to pull up K and.
I have a very large amount of once per short rest as an action.
Yeah.
You detect distance and direction of the closest planar portal within 1 mile of you.
So it doesn't give you the exact location; it just tells you the direction.
Yes. Direction and distance. So, like, if it's within 1 mile, I have a general idea of it's 25 feet that way, or it's a full mile north of me.
Yeah.
But like the exact pinpoint accurate location, no, just direction and distance.
Okay. That's under your features and traits. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So you do know that there is a planar portal above you. It is, I don't know, the approximate distance, relatively close within the building. But you can also tell that it is inactive.
Yeah. But K is just going to be like, huh?
Does this temple feel like it's just 2 floors? Like upward? Like if I were to
I'm gonna
stand,
give this one. No, it doesn't.
it doesn't
It
feel
feels
like
like there's
it's just
more.
2 feels like there's more. I figured.
Yeah. I mean, K before we walk down the stairs when he does his 2-bit shake of, could be like, guys, portal's above us. Like, I'm just, like, obviously, like, close.
Yeah.
But, like,
Yeah.
dude bro left, and we're alone at the top of the stairs.
Yeah.
And before we go downstairs, I'm just gonna be like, guys, the portal's above us.
What is my detect
FYI.
What does my detect magic give?
Your detect magic is blocked by.
Detect magic is blocked.
Thick stone and lead.
Yeah, I was just looking for like the distances. 1 foot of stone, 1 inch common metal, a thin sheet of lead, or 3 feet of wood or dirt. Okay.
I imagine that's blocked then.
Yeah, most of your detect magic is blocked. That being said, the walls do give off a very faint glow.
Mm-hmm.
And
I'm not touching the walls.
you would actually you do know that it is evocation magic.
Evocation.
Evocation.
I figured.
Evocation, elements to burn or chakra, freeze your friends. You can tell that the walls have evocation magic, like imbued within them.
Yeah.
But the walls themselves are fairly thick, and so is the floor and the roof.
Yeah.
So you're not really able to get a good perspective of what is beyond any of it, outside of what you can see. So are people heading downstairs, or what are people doing?
Very casually as we're going downstairs, I'm just gonna like reach down to Annah and be like, I just kind of thought of our friend Marigold and how she used to sneak about and how we met her that day in that room. And it's probably a good thing Marigold isn't with us.
She'd be dead. So dead.
Stabbed a lot of things.
Stabbed a lot. It's a good thing that, you know,
remember
She
the
only
day we
stabbed
met.
one thing.
that trick that she had that made her undetectable.
She was quite the person.
It was quite the
Quite
person
the abilities.
with quite the abilities. Yes.
Really
That-
pulled the wool out from people's
That
eyes.
I didn't help her with in helping her escape the guards that time.
I wink really big. yeah.
Subtlety in this group is strong.
You have the best chance!
Subtlety.
You have the scouting mission, go! I don't say that very loud.
Kay's gonna walk downstairs and try and observe the bits of gambling that is going on. Because Kay, being dumb, doesn't mean he's not interested in gambling.
Okay. Are you going to participate as they're sitting there gambling, or no?
I'm going to observe the game and try to learn how it is played before I participate.
Okay.
Because I don't know what game they're playing, and I don't think you've stated it. So I'm going to be like, do I recognize this game? I don't know. Let's find out, and then go from there.
Do I detect anything on the main floor real quickly?
Yes. And a couple things to note that I had forgotten to call out.
Yeah.
In the center of the room, there is a metal dome that has like slots carved into it, and it appears to be like spherical and embedded into the ground. Looking up at the roof, directly above it, there is another one.
Okay.
As you cast detect, or as you have detect magic going, you do sense a magical, you do sense magic coming from it.
Yeah.
And that would be evocation.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's evocation magic coming from that. Beyond that, you're not noticing much in this room.
As I'm walking past the dome, because I'm going to follow Kay, and I glance at the runes, do I recognize any of them?
But it's not runes. Like there's
Okay.
just slots carved into the stone.
Just slots carved
So
into it.
The ball itself is hollow.
Mm.
Like once you get closer
Okay.
and kind of look down at it, you can see the sphere itself is actually hollow,
Yeah.
but is embedded into the ground. That being
Okay.
said, you cannot see anything under it.
Huh. How big are the slots? Do they look like they fit a sword in there?
The slots, you could fit a sword in there. There'd be a fair bit of wiggle room in it, though.
Okay.
Yeah, so it doesn't look like a regular sword of like be a snug fit by any means.
Okay.
Okay, as you're watching Airman and Vorgir gambling. Oh, not even gambling. They're playing war.
Oh, it's a good game.
I know how to
What
play this
is
game.
it good for? Absolutely nothing.
What are they gambling?
Well, they're just playing war. There's no money or anything like that involved right now. They're just playing cards, playing war. Something to pass the time, essentially.
Fair enough.
But as you walk up, Warrior kind of looks over. It's like, come. You want to play a game?
I'll
Depends.
watch.
How do I play? What are we playing?
Have you played poker?
Has Kay played poker?
Anna, you should come play poker with Kay. Make sure he doesn't lose all his money.
Okay, I did say I was in for next. Just let me drop my stuff off in my room.
Still, do you?
I don't gamble. That's a horrible idea.
Do you just want to stand and watch with me?
Sure.
Because I also don't gamble. I also don't drink.
Except for that one
What?
time.
I was
Sorry.
convinced that one time.
And you almost won the competition.
And was very drunk for a while after.
At disadvantage.
Yup. So as you...
But
Go
yeah,
ahead.
does Kay know how to play poker? Or are we going to be teaching Kay? Are we teaching Kay on the fly?
Odds or evens.
Odds.
You've played poker. You were taught how to play poker quite a while back.
Okay, so this is something I did in the Fey realm then.
Yes. It's not something you did often, but you have a general idea of the point of it.
Yeah. Okay.
And so as you sit down to play poker, like they're not betting any money or anything like that. At this point, it's just for fun.
Funsies.
And I'll get you guys to roll me 2 d20s.
Just d20s.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, right, I did that wrong.
No, that's fine. You have a 13 and a 7.
That should work.
Perfect, yeah.
Wow.
So the first round goes to Vorgir.
Oh.
And the second round actually goes to Kay.
Hey!
you managed to like pull out a win with like a just pair of
Like
aces.
pocket aces.
Just pocket aces. But you sit there and you play cards for a little bit, and then after a while, Merrick comes in from the front door, just like, all right, cycle change. And Vorgir and Airman kind of get up and play some more cards later. And they head out through the front door. You see Thimold walking in behind Merrick. And Merrick kind of motions to the bedroom. And as he opens the door and like walks in, is just kind of like waiting for Kay and Theo to saunter over as well. As you walk to the door, you see this very large half-orc. Probably about he's about 7 feet tall. And has very wide muscular shoulders. Scattered down his back, you see countless scars etched into his flesh. He also has a lot of tattoos that start from like the tip of the neck and just like down his neck, across his shoulders, down his back, down his arms. And he turns to face you as he's picking up a shirt and just pulls that on, just kind of, and then just kind of gives you a little bit of a nod and walks out the room. And Merrick kind of looks at you. It's like, that's Vic, head of the third cycle.
Got it.
How many cycles are there?
3.
3.
Shout after him. Have a good shift, Vic. I like your tattoos.
You wouldn't have gotten to see you wouldn't have gotten to see the back tattoos.
Oh no.
You
Yeah,
weren't in
because-
you weren't in the guy's room.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought he was coming out. Never mind.
Well, he was coming out of the guy's room, but he was in the guy's room until he had his shirt on.
Okay. I thought with all the
Yeah.
gambling, I was part of this.
No,
Never mind.
you would have seen the tattoos on his arms, but you wouldn't have seen like the back tattoos and the shoulder tattoos.
Okay. Well, I still tell him to have a good shift.
Fair enough. And you just kind of and carries on.
Okay.
And so Merrick strips down and lays down on his cards like, get some sleep. Tomorrow's like to be a rough day for you. And just kind of like tips his head back onto the pillow and starts to doze off. Kay and Theo, what are you doing?
You might
Kay's
as well lay
gonna-
down.
Kay's gonna take the advice of the friend. We're day one. Day one isn't day one is not the day to do stupid shit. So Kay is gonna like just strip and pass out on a
Okay.
cot.
Yeah.
We have like cots.
Oh yeah, you guys are in.
Do you know what the last time we slept in a bed?
It's been
This
many
is a
days.
magical experience.
Theo's not gonna strip. He's just gonna, but he is gonna, I guess, lay down and stare at the ceiling
Okay.
and go, well, my meditation lasts for 4 hours, so I'll have something to do for half the cycle. Maybe they'll let me get up and roam around.
Maybe you can go to the meditation room and
Maybe
meditate.
I could go to them. Yes, there are other elves here, so they
There
can't
is.
be sleeping.
Uh,
So
And so Annah and Sylvania, as Merrick had given the advice to head off to bed as the cycle was ending, what are you two doing?
Heading to bed.
Yeah, I'll go upstairs. Is Cran there?
Cran is not there currently.
Cran's not there. Okay. So it's an empty room?
Yeah. As you walk into the room and kind of take a look around, there's 2 cots that have like some stuff on them or under them, and then there's 2 cots currently that have nothing on them.
Okay. Definitely claim one of them. And is there anything else in the room, like pictures, mirrors?
There is not.
Okay. Well, I'm thinking about my good friend Marigold and how awesome she was, how blessed I was to meet her. And I feel a sneeze coming on, and as I sneeze, I cast invisibility.
Well,
hey,
so I'm gonna get you to roll me that wild magic surge, and I'm gonna
Oh,
laugh really hard if
words.
this is a 1.
Oh,
please don't be
Yeah.
a 1.
please don't be a one.
It's a 4.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So, as Sylvania, you're standing there, and as you see Anna, and as she sneezes, she vanishes, and that's where we're gonna end tonight's session.
Yeah.
That's
I'm
that's
happy.
completely normal.
I was like, how do I fucking tell Anna to use invisibility? Oh, remember our friend Marigold? Oh man, I'm so happy she did that.
You're lucky because I was thinking squirrel at first. I was like, all right,
I
it's
was
squirrel
like,
time.
I was thinking squirrel too. I was like, oh, wait a minute, Anna has invisibility.
Invisible
be it.
squirrel.
She could be an invisible squirrel.
I mean,
Maybe
Kay's,
don't catch her. She could just be like, "Oh man, sorry about that. I squirrel sleepwalk."
Kay is just is attempting to befriend all of the people for now.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
Alrighty. So we currently have Kay and Theo in bed. We
Staring
have
at the ceiling.
Sylvania, who's getting into bed. And we have Annah, who
Sneezing.
just sneezed invisibility. Alrighty.
That'd be one hell of a magic trick. Standing
That
on
would
stage.
be.
Poof,
Shoo!
just gone.
Suddenly our wallets are missing.
Yup.
Yeah, so yeah.
Alrighty.
My world's gone.
But yeah, that's where we're going to end tonight's session. We'll be back in 2 weeks with this campaign. We'll be back next week with Mel's campaign. We get to continue enjoying that clusterfuck.
It is a clusterfuck.
It is. We are just heading back to the city.
Yeah, the city of you're going to the city. You haven't been there yet.
Yeah, we haven't gotten to the city yet. We were on our way there.
Correct.
Yeah, so join in next week for some of that mess. And 2 weeks from now for the continuation of this mess.
See if we
Think-
survive these fucking paladins.
I mean,
Yeah,
we didn't have combat this day,
We didn't
which
have
means
combat,
which means
but we
gonna.
have training tomorrow, so that should be fun.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be great.
Yep.
Yep.
I don't know how hopefully they don't make me swing a sword.
Currently, no one wants to kill us.
I'm really not into.
Currently.
So
Currently, no one wants to kill us.
Currently is
I'm
the
not
operative word there.
Maybe I could sell myself as a healer.
I mean, Kay is currently like working his way onto trying to bang many people in this guard.
For whatever
so-
reason, Kay is like, I need to bang everyone now.
Like what? Where did this come from?
puberty, it happens. Okay.
Very late for Kay, apparently.
I don't know.
I mean, besides, Kay is feeling a little lonely. Okay.
Alrighty. But we will be back again. Thank you all for tuning in. Have yourselves a great night, and let's try to figure out what the fuck's going on with Kay and his puberty. Bye!
God damn it. Can't we just take him to Omega and buy him some dances?